From Ross Memorial Park here at Washington and Jefferson, it's time for WPIAL 1A semifinal round action as the number 1 seed, the Union Scotties, getting set to take on the number 4 seed, the California Trojans. Taylor Andrisco in his first year as the head coach of the Trojans. They're 13-7 overall, 10-2 out of Section 1 and 1A. The Union Scotties, coached by Bill Sanders, they're 13-4 overall, 12-0 out of Section 2 in 1A. Our pregame show, as always, being brought to you by the Sprouse Insurance Group in Uniontown and agent David Hughes. They'll get you ready for the game. They're located at 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sprouse Insurance Group. Both of these teams winners yesterday in the quarterfinals. California shut out Carmichael's 3-0 at Peterswood Park. They got a stellar pitching performance on the mound from Addison Panapinto in order to pick up that shutout win. The Union Scotties picked up a 7-2 win over Sewickley Academy at Pullman Park in Butler. This is also a rematch of a 2019 WPIAL championship game won by California over Union by a score of 9-6. And you look at the Scotties, the number 1 seed in this WPIAL playoff field, ranked number 3 in the state of Pennsylvania, so they'll certainly be a tough out for the Trojans here this afternoon. In fact, the Scotties have won the last 2 WPIAL championships in 1A, and they've been to 4 straight WPIAL title games. 7th straight playoff appearance for Union, the 14th straight playoff appearance for California. Both of these programs always strong contenders. California won their 6th WPIAL baseball championship in single A back in 2019. They played up in 2A in both 2021 and 2022, but back down in 1A for the 2023 season, and certainly have a nice chance after already picking up a quarterfinal round win over Carmichael's of making another run. They've won WPIAL titles in 1983, 2001, 2006, 2014, 2017, and 2019. The 2017 title did occur in the 2A classification. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here this afternoon for the Union Scotties, they'll have Dane Johnke on the mound, Caden Monticelli to start for the California Trojans here today. And California will bat first here in this top half of the first inning. Our live video stream, by the way, courtesy of attorney Lisa J. Buday, Armstrong, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Leading off for the California Trojans, number 5, Caden Powell. He's in center field. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 20, Ricky Lawson. Batting third and playing second base, number 9, Aiden Loudon. Playing third base in the cleanup spot, sophomore number 28, Chase Chiquitio. Batting fifth in left field, number 7, Chris Weston. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 18, Brady Todd. Batting seventh and catching, number 13, Dom Martini. Batting eighth in right field, number 24, Cam Scripp. And batting ninth and pitching, number 14, Caden Monticelli. Defensively for the Union Scotties, they'll have Mark Stanley out in left, Mike Gunn in center, and Rocco Galmarini in right. Around the horn, Cam Taylor playing third, Anthony Roper playing short, Matt Stanley playing second base, and Brennan Porter playing first base. Denon Bowings catching, and Dane Johnke is pitching for Johnke. This is his 8th appearance of the season, has a 1-0 record, 1.72 ERA, has worked 20 1/3 innings, given up 12 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, struck out 12 and walked 8 so far this season. Brian Morozak along with you, Sarah Camp behind the camera on our Facebook Live, Trib Live High School Sports Network video feed. Nice to have you along with us for, again, 1A semifinal round action at Ross Memorial Park. The winner here today will advance to the WPIAL championship game over at Wild Things Field next week to take on either Bishop Canavan or Rochester. Those 2 teams playing this afternoon at Gateway High School. The loser will be back here at Washington and Jefferson to play in a PIAA play-in game next week as well. Semi-final round action in all 6 classifications today. Up in 6A, it's Butler taking on North Allegheny and Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon, and Pine Richland playing at North Allegheny. Both of those games under the lights, 7 o'clock starts. In 5A, Penn Trafford and Bethel Park will play here at Ross Memorial Park after this game wraps up. Plum taking on Shaler at North Allegheny. 4A games, Greater Latrobe taking on Montour at Upper St. Clair. Nice win for the Wildcats yesterday as Greater Latrobe knocked off Chartiers Valley by a score of 4-2. Also, Hopewell taking on Indiana. Remember, Indiana down Laurel Highlands back in the first round. The Little Indians picked up a 4-1 win over Blackhawk yesterday at Seneca Valley. 3A semifinal round action has East Allegheny taking on Riverside, Neshannock taking on Avonworth. Sarah Catholic already knocked off Burgettstown in 2A earlier on today, and New Brighton and Seton LaSalle. Under the lights, we're set to go. Caden Powell first up for the California Trojans with Dane Johnke on the mound for Union, and first pitch swinging, and a fair ball down the left field line. Rounding first on his way to second is Caden Powell. Ball still stuck in the corner. Here's Powell trying to head to third, and he'll slide into third safely with a relay coming in from Mark Stanley. So how about that start for the number 4 seeded California Trojans? A leadoff triple for Caden Powell. And nice to see Powell so aggressive at the plate, swinging at the first pitch, sending it off on the left side. Powell came into the game with a .377 average and 10 runs driven in and gets the Trojans started here in the top half of the first. And now Ricky Lawson at the plate, the California designated hitter. He'll take the first pitch low and outside for ball 1 from Dane Johnke. California in their away blacks today with maroon numbers and gold trim. They have the pinstripes on the pants. The Union Scotties and the home blues with gray numbers and a little bit of white trim with a blue pinstripe on the gray pants. As the 1-0 pitch misses there from Johnke to Lawson. And the count at 2-0. We mentioned California shut out yesterday of the Mighty Mikes of Carmichael's by a score of 3-0. That game played at Peterswood Park in Peters Township. Count now 2-0, Johnke to Lawson. Pitch on the way, and that one just foul tipped by Ricky Lawson. And Lawson, just terrific numbers so far this season. We mentioned only a sophomore, .453 average, 3 home runs already, 32 RBIs among the WPIAL leaders in runs driven in so far this season. Count now 2-1. Johnke to Lawson, pitch on the way, breaking ball, chopped on the left side, goes there to Taylor, long throw over to first in time to Porter to retire Lawson 5-3 for the first out of the inning with that ball hit on the left side. Taylor a little look back at Powell, not allowing Powell to score on the play, so he'll have to remain at third now with Aiden Loudon coming to the plate, the senior second baseman. Like Lawson, a terrific average coming into the game, batting .483. with a homer and 26 RBIs. As Johnke works out of the stretch, clean look at Powell over at third. First pitch on the way. A little inside there to Loudon. Just took a little speed off of that delivery. Count now 1-0. Johnke taking his time. Pitch on the way, 1-0. Missed there again, now 2-0 from Johnke to Loudon. California looking to jump on Union like they did on Carmichael's yesterday in the opening inning. California scoring a pair of runs on the Mighty Mikes in the bottom of the first. Actually chased their starting pitcher yesterday. Count now 3-0. Mighty Mikes in that game started on the mound their second baseman, and it was Liam Lohr that came on in relief and actually settled things down. 3-0 pitch here now outside, and that's a 4-pitch walk issued to Aiden Loudon to put runners on the corners for California. So California 2 on with 1 out. Now the cleanup hitter, Chase Chiquidio at the plate. The sophomore third baseman, batting .281. He's driven in 7 runs so far this season. So Chiquidio steps in. Johnke out of the stretch. Righty versus righty matchup here. Runner going high pitch and no throw down to second as Aiden Loudon easily gets into second. Now 2 in scoring position here for California. That also takes away any possibility of a double play for Union defensively. Count now 1-0. Johnke to Chiquidio. Now the 1-0 pitch, a little low and outside, takes us to 2-0 now. Johnke to Chiquidio. Trojans looking to drive in the game's first run. 1 out here in the inning. Just underway, top of the first. 2-0 on the way again, low and outside. So that's 7 straight balls thrown by Jane Johnke, who walked Aiden Loudon on 4 pitches. Now Johnke will try to settle down. You have to think, if you're Chiquitio, how aggressive do you get at the plate here? If you get one right down the middle. 3-0 pitch, and that's inside, but a called strike on the inside corner takes us to 3-1. Now time called. We're going to get a little meeting here at the mound on the Union side. And try to settle down Dane Johnke. Again, Johnke came in, 1-0 record, 1.72 ERA. Certainly has been impressive, but has been rattled a little bit here early on in the top half of the first inning. In our live video stream today, courtesy of attorney Lisa J. Buday, Armstrong, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. So Chase Chiquitio now step back into the batter's box, count 3-1 as Dane Johnke works here to Chiquitio. And now the 3-1 pitch is low and outside for ball 4, that'll load up the bases. So back-to-back walks issued by Johnke. In fact, 8 of his last 9 pitches now have missed the strike zone. And you wonder how aggressive does the Union coaching staff get here with possibly making a move early on, especially if California puts up a couple of runs here in the top half of the first inning. Now Chris Weston at the plate, the junior left fielder, batting .297. First pitch to Weston. This is low and outside for ball 1. Yesterday, Weston was 2 for 3, had an RBI infield single back in the first, doubled and scored a run in the third, and then flew out to center field in the 5th against Carmichael's. 1-0 pitch now from Johnke to Weston. Now time called here by the home plate umpire. Again, Union, one of the top teams all season long in the WPIAL, the number 1 seed, ranked 3rd in the state of Pennsylvania. California were section champs this season in Section 1 and 1A, but had 2 conference losses, even though they swept Carmichael's, who they technically tied atop the conference standings at 10-2, but the Trojans won the section outright due to the fact that they had swept that season series as Johnke misses on another pitch there to Weston, counting out 2-0. But California really wasn't looked upon as one of the single-A favorites this year, certainly a contender, but giving Uniontown a lot of problems here in this opening inning. Now 29 pitches thrown by Johnke, who misses again, low to Weston. Count now 3-0. And again for Johnke, he's missed the strike zone now in 11 of his last 12 pitches. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Weston right now. And now the 3-0 pitch on the way. And taking all the way was Weston as Johnke finally finds the strike zone. And the count now 3-1. Weston, the 5th Trojan at bat here in the top of the first. Still only 1 out with the bases loaded. Look for Weston to get aggressive here. With a count 3-1 as Johnke works from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball missed inside, and that's an RBI walk for Chris Weston. 3 straight walks from Dane Johnke. Opening run scored here by Caden Powell. And California now a 1-0 lead over Union with 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Now at the plate for California, Brody Todd. Todd, the senior first baseman, batting .310, has driven in 11 runs so far this season. This game very similar to yesterday, with Carmichael's having some issues early on against California. And here we are The following day, and Dane Johnke having trouble finding the strike zone against these California batters, but does on the first pitch here to Todd, and now time called. Little issue here down the first baseline. I think Chris Weston needed a moment to tie his shoe down the first baseline. And now Weston still trying to get those double knotted down the first baseline. So he's set. And now Todd back in the batter's box. Count 0-1 now. Johnke to Todd. Johnke again from the stretch. Pitch on the way to Todd, and that ball hit in foul territory on the right side. No play on it there for the Union defenders. And it does take the count now to 0-2 to Brody Todd. And boy, could Johnke use a strikeout here. Johnke set. 0-2 pitch on the way. This ball hit on the ground and having a little trouble with it and booting it. There's the second baseman, Stanley. Now Stanley will throw back to second and out at second. There for California is Chiquitio. Now check that. Weston leaning back into second. Out at second there on the throw, but California does get a run scored as Loudon scores on the play. Ball went to Stanley, who booted it. So I think you have to give an error there to Matt Stanley. Goes 4-6 on the out recorded. It was after you had Weston overrun second base. That's the first error of the game. And now Dom Martini at the plate. The 7th Trojan at bats. And now a little step off, and no throw made that time from Johnke, who slips, and now they do have a man in a rundown here, and that is Todd, but California is going to score the game's 3rd run. Todd finally tagged out at second, but count the run as Chiquitio came across. So I think for California, you'll trade that, the run for the outs, and it's a 3-0 lead for the California Trojans over the Union Scotties as the inning is now ended. As Todd technically picked off. So we've played a half an inning. California leading Union by a score of 3-0 here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day. Again, our live video stream courtesy of attorney Lisa J. Buday, Armstrong, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. California 3 runs scored in the top half of the first inning, leading Union by a score of 3-0. Have to thank some of our other sponsors here today, including Napa Auto Parts, your local Allstate agent Russ Blejo, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, the C. Harper Auto Group, Jimmy John's, Peachin's Pharmacy inside the downtown Connellsville Peachin Market, South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon, Movement Physiotherapy, attorney Lisa J. Buday, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, Armstrong, and John Marietta, Fayette County Recorder of Deeds. So the Union Scotties coming to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. Let's set their lineup. Leading off, the right fielder, Rocco Galmarini. Batting second and playing in center field, number 7, Mike Gunn. Batting third and playing first base, number 6, Brennan Porter. In the cleanup spot and playing in left field, number 44, Mark Stanley. Batting fifth and pitching, number 21, Dane Johnke. Batting sixth and catching, number 16, Denon Bowen. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 5, Matt Stanley. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 25, Graydon Blakely. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 1, Anthony Roper. Defensively for California, you have Chris Weston out in left, Caden Powell in center. and Cam Scrippen right. Chase Chiquidio playing third. Addison Panapinto playing short. Aiden Loudon playing second, and Brady Todd playing first. Dom Martini catching, and Caden Monticelli pitching for the California Trojans here today. And the leadoff hitter is the lefty, Rocco Galmarini. Galmarini batting .222 with 2 RBIs and tries a leadoff bunt that gets fouled off on the left side, so the count at 0-1. Taking a look at some of the numbers on the season for Caden Monticelli. Enters the game with a 4-1 record, 3.71 ERA. Does have a save. This will be his 11th appearance of the season. So he gets set now for the 0-1 here to Galmarini. The pitch is outside, even up the count at 1-1. Monticelli has worked 34 innings, given up 42 hits, 27 runs, 18 of them earned, struck out 33 and walked 17 so far this season. A nice breaking ball there, finding the strike zone to take the count now to 1-2. Now time called here by Galmarini. And it's Galmarini, Gunn, and Porter leading things off here for Union in the bottom of the first. 1-2 on the way, a little check swing, grounder here to second, charging Loudon, throw over to first, close play, but in time to Brady Todd to retire Galmarini. 4-3 for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Mike Gunn. Gunn, the junior, batting .538 with 14 RBIs among the WPIAL leaders in batting average so far this season, on more than half the time. First pitch here to Gunn is low and outside for ball 1. We certainly have some impressive averages on this Union side as well. Denton Bowen batting .556, Roper batting .500, and a bunch of guys in the 300 to 400 range as well, as that one popped foul down the right field line. California no play on it defensively. Moves the count now to 1-1, but the Trojans certainly have to be happy with the start in the top half of the first inning. Caden Powell got things started with a triple to left. Aiden Loudon walked, ended up scoring a run after stealing a base. Chase Chiquidio also walking. Chris Weston, an RBI walk. Had an error off of a Brody Todd hit that allowed California to score another run, then a double steal. Netted the third run of the inning for the Trojans, and another nice pitch from Monticelli, finding the strike zone to Gunn to take the count now to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Check swing, not going around though, was Gunn. Count now even at 2-2. They did appeal down the first base line. First base umpire says he did not go. So the count now 2-2. And now Monticelli, the 2-2 pitch on the way. That ball popped up. Getting foul territory on the right side. No play on it there for the California defenders. So the count remains 2-2. And the WPIAL will play championship games and consolation games coming up next week, both on Tuesday and Wednesday. The consolation games will be played here at Washington and Jefferson's Ross Memorial Park. Championship games across the street at Wild Things Field. 2-2 pitch now on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nice pitch there from Caden Monticelli. Sending down Mike Gunn. And 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. And Monticelli, his 34th strikeout of the season. Now Brennan Porter coming to the plate. The senior first baseman. Porter swings to the first pitch and chops it foul on the left side. Enters the game with a .321 average and 18 runs driven in. Senior first baseman for the Union Scotties. Now the 0-1 pitch, Monticelli to Porter. And Monticelli will wind and fire. Breaking ball just off the plate. Was looking for that outside corner, couldn't find it. Count now even at 1-1. Now Monticelli will wind and fire again. 1-1 fastball. Sent foul on the right side. Takes the count to 1-2. Again, this game a rematch of the 2019 WPIAL championship game won by California over Union by a score of 9-6. Again, Union's won the last two WPIAL titles back in 2021 and 2022. Of course, we didn't play baseball during the 2020 season, and that ball popped up again in foul territory over the press box. Count remains 1-2 now. From Monticelli to Brennan Porter as the Trojans defensively look for a 1-2-3 inning. Here in the bottom of the first, 1-2 again. A little chin music there. Fastball high and in tight. Takes the count now to 2-2. Now Monticelli composed again. Getting set for the 2-2. Fastball again popped up. This one will be in the infield. Trojans have a play on it. Brody Todd gets under and makes the catch to retire Porter. So goes F3 in a 1-2-3. Bottom half of the first inning. So California, after one, a 3-0 lead over the Union Scotties here in the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night on WMBS, the Triple I High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live. Again, I have to thank some of our sponsors here today. And by the way, we'll be joining the radio side right around 5 o'clock today as well. The Sprouse Insurance Group, NovaCare Rehabilitation, local locations in both Masontown and Uniontown. Attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Wood at Watson Mundorf LLP. Ted Silva and Son Body and Fender Repair, and Hollowwood Heating. Brian Morozak along with you. Sarah Camp behind the camera on our Facebook Live video feed. Both Bill Madden and Nick Barchak will be back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios producing the conclusion of this game. Getting set to start the top of the second inning with California leading Union by a score of 3-0. Trojans will have hitters 7, 8, and 9 due up here in the top of the second. Remember, Dom Martini was at the plate when California attempted that double steal. Brody Todd was picked off, and it was after Chase Chiquitio scored the game's third run for the California Trojans. Dane Johnke still on the mound for Union. Johnke unofficially 34 pitches in that opening inning. So California making him work. And in that opening inning, he gave up 3 straight walks to Loudon, Chiquitio, and Weston. Of course, the leadoff triple to Powell, and Todd got on via an error. And now you'll have Dom Martini, the California catcher, stepping in. Senior batting .245 with 9 runs driven in so far this season. Yesterday, Martini against Carmichaels was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Did have a sac fly RBI back in the third inning against the Mighty Mikes. And he'll swing and miss here at the first pitch from Dane Johnke. So the count at 0-1. Another beautiful afternoon for high school baseball playoff action. Sunny skies, 74 degrees here in Washington, Pennsylvania. 0-1 pitch, little one-hopper there from Johnke. Evens up the count at 1-1. Frazier's softball team also in action today against Carmichaels in the semifinals. The last check, they were down 3-1. Southmoreland's softball team also playing today. They were up over Waynesburg. 1-1 pitch on the way. A little low and outside there from Johnke to Martini. Takes the count to 2-1. As far as baseball is concerned, California pretty much the last team left in our coverage area. Laurel Highlands and Uniontown eliminated in the first round of the 4A playoffs last week. 2-1 pitch on the way. Another low one there from Johnke. Takes the count to 3-1. Red Raiders actually put up a real good fight against the number 1 seed Montour Spartans. Lost here by a score of 3-2. Laurel Highlands lost to Indiana 12-4, but the Little Indians still alive in the 4A playoffs. They picked up a win yesterday. They're playing in the semifinal round today. Now the 3-1 on the way. That one fouled off by Dom Martini. Takes the count full now to 3-2. And Martini came into the game with a .245 average and 9 runs driven in. Senior catcher for California. Count now full at 3-2. Johnke to Martini. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a nice bounce back there for Johnke, who really struggled in that opening inning. Sending down Martini, even though he had to work for it for the first outs of this top half of the second. And I'll bring up Cam Scripp. Scripp, the senior right fielder, batting .321 with 7 RBIs. Johnke a long look into the catcher Denon Bowen. Lined and fired the first pitch, and therefore a strike. Count at 0-1. Scripp was 0 for 3 yesterday against Carmichael's. Couple of strikeouts, also grounded out 6-3 back in the third inning. Now Johnke's 0-1 here to Scripp. On the way, and that one low and outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. We mentioned both Greater Latrobe and Indiana still alive in the 4A playoffs. Greater Latrobe taking on Montour at the Boys Mayview Complex at Upper St. Clair. Hopewell battling Indiana at Seneca Valley. Both of those games started at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now the 1-1 pitch here to Scripp. When it's chasing in that one, a little low from Johnke. Takes the count to 1-2. Again, the other 1A semifinal has Bishop Canavan taking on Rochester at Gateway High School. That game also got underway at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now the 1-2 pitch. Johnke to Scripp. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Johnke finally getting into a rhythm after a very tough opening inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, sending down Martini and Scripp. And now 2 outs here in this top of the second. You'll have Caden Monticelli coming to the plate. Monticelli, sophomore, came into the game with a .200 average. He'll foul back the first pitch, 7 runs driven in. On the mound today was the starting shortstop yesterday. It went 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, both the second and the fourth inning against Carmichael's. And now Johnke's 0-1 here at Monticelli. That pitch misses low to even up the count at 1-1. In between innings, we're going to welcome in the WMBS radio audience on with our Facebook Live video feed. Count now 1-1. That pitch misses low and outside. Takes the count now to 2-1. Bishop Canavan, understand, a 1-0 lead over Rochester in the other 1A semifinal round game at Gateway High School. 2-1 pitch here, and that ball hit on a line, and a one-hopper into right field. And a 2-out single from Caden Monticelli. And California, another base runner here in the top half of the second inning, leading 3-0. Now bring up the top of the order again in Caden Powell. Again, Powell led off the game with a triple to left field and scored the game's first run. We're going to have a courtesy runner here on the California side as Paul Coles will run here for the pitcher Monticelli. So Coles on the run. And we'll have Powell on the top of the order now up for the Trojans. Powell, the lefty, against the righter Johnke. Pitch on the way, and it's high and outside for ball 1. Count at 1-0. So Johnke, a little glance over his shoulder back at the courtesy runner Coles over at first. 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Takes the count to 1-1. You can tell they got the grill going here at Ross Memorial Park and smell some of those burgers and hot dogs. A little breeze blowing in. 1-1 pitch now on the way again, high and outside. Takes the count to 2-1. California 3 runs on 2 hits so far. Union committed the 1 error by Stanley back in the opening inning. That resulted in a California run. Count out 2-1 here to Powell. And a called strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. Powell yesterday was 2 for 3 against Carmichael's. Now Johnke's 2-2 here to Caden Powell. And Powell staying alive, fouling that one off. The count remains 2-2. And Powell back in the batter's box. Again, working here in the top of the second inning. California leading 3-0. And now the 2-2 from Johnke. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Powell. So California ends up stranding the courtesy runner Coles. They still lead the Union Scotties 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Our live video stream today, courtesy of the Mariscotti Insurance Agency, attorney Lisa J. Buday and Armstrong. We're now going to join the folks on the radio side as well on WMBS.
MBS, I may help you.
Just me.
Okay.
Help them learn the skill of self-reflection. When you watch X video, how does that make you feel? What do you think about? But it's not.
It's time for another CR Prada Group High School Sports Night. Coverage of high school baseball here on WMBS and the III High School Sports Network. Being brought to you by the CR Prada Group. Movement Physiotherapy. Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law. Russ Playhill, your local Allstate insurance agent. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. The Catholic War Veterans, Post 1669 in Hopwood. Potter's Bar and Grill. Uniontown Detailing. Ford of Uniontown. Armstrong, Hollowwood Heating. Napa Auto Parts. The Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Attorney Lisa J. Buday. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. Fayette County Recorder of Deeds John Marietta. Attorney Melinda Delarose. Nathan Henning, Magisterial District Judge. Peachins Pharmacy. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Insurance Agent David Hughes, Ted Sova and Son Body and Fender Repair, South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon, Mama Ruka's Pizza Shop, the Center's for Rehab Services and Physical Therapist Jim Burns, State Farm Agent Lauren Yeoman, the Radcliffe Law Firm, Shop and Save Walnut Hill Uniontown, Uniontown Detailing, Jimmy Johns, and by attorneys Bobby Gordon, Shane Gannon, and Tim Witt at Watson Mundorf LLP. Now stay tuned for the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show here on WMBS, the III High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
For you folks on the radio side just joining us, we're here in the bottom of the second inning. California, a 3-0 lead over the Union Scotties. California scoring all 3 of their runs in the top half of the first inning. We'll recap that as we go along. It's Mark Stanley leading off this bottom half of the second for Union behind 0-2. And now Stanley with a well-hit ball here deep to right, backing up to the wall, and making the catch there for California is Cam Scripp. So Stanley taking Scripp all the way back to the wall and right. And Stanley retired after a well-hit ball, and we have one away here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Dane Johnke. Again, for you folks on the radio side just joining us, Caden Powell got the game started on the game's first pitch for California with a triple to left. Ricky Lawson grounded out, but then 3 straight walks issued by Dane Johnke to Aiden Loudon, Chase Chiquitio, and Chris Weston. The third walk, an RBI walk that drove in Powell, and then Brody Todd reached via an error. That ended up scoring Aiden Loudon. California attempted a double steal with what would actually scored at Chase Chiquitio. Todd was out on the play, but you had 3 runs in that top half of the first inning. Now a chopper here on the Union side from Johnke. Tough play over to first. And able to handle it there is Todd. I think Johnke would have beat it out. Wait for the official scoring here, but it should be an infield single, and it is for Dane Johnke. And Union has their first base runner of the game. The Scotties were retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Rocco Galmarini grounded out. Mike Gunn struck out, and Brennan Porter popped up to first baseman Brody Todd, and then Mark Stanley starting this bottom of the second inning with a fly out to Cam Scripp. And now Johnke with an infield single, bringing up Denon Bowen, the catcher, as California, a little check there is Caden Monticelli, who's on the mound for California today against Dane Johnke, checking the runner, who is Johnke, over at first, who's back safely. And another throw over to first. This time I think they got him, and they do. No! They're going to somehow say, and it was actually the courtesy runner they had over there, Andrew Gettings. Gettings running for the pitcher, and they ruled him safe back at first, but it appeared the ball was certainly there. It's just did Gettings get underneath the tag of Brody Todd, which apparently he did, according to the first base umpire. And now this one chopped to second, could be two here. Throw to short for one. Throw back over to first. Close play not in time. So goes the fielder's choice 4-6 from Loudon to Panapinto to retire the lead runner, the courtesy runner. I think we're going to get another courtesy runner here for the catcher, Bowen. Trying to catch you that courtesy runner is over there at first. And still trying to get that confirmation over there. It'll be 22. Dom Cutatrone running for Union. And now at the plate is Matt Stanley. Takes the first pitch right at the knees for strike one. Stanley, the senior second baseman, batting .238, has driven in 14 runs for the Union Scotties so far this season. In California, 3-0 lead over Union as we work here in the bottom of the second inning. Brian Morozak along with Sarah Kemp, Nick Barczyk, and Bill Madden back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Now a little conversation here on the mound between Dom Martini and Caden Monticelli. Now Stanley stepping back in. Monticelli again from the stretch. Now throw over to first. And back safely that time is Cutatrone. Now Monticelli delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Stanley with a big cut on that one. Monticelli, like Panapinto yesterday, pitching very effectively for the California Trojans. Count now 0-2. California looking to get out of this bottom half of the second inning without any damage being done. A little pitch out. Throw back down to second. Throws there and out at second. The courtesy runner Cutatrone to end the inning. So the Union Scotties come up empty. They had the infield single from Johnke. But California, Monticelli, heads up play there, a little pitch out. Courtesy runner caught stealing. We played 2 innings here at Ross Memorial Park in Washington, California. The number 4 seed up 3-0 over top seeded Union here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Going on now at C. Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Moving to the top of the third inning, hitters 2, 3, and 4 due up here for California. Ricky Lawson, Aiden Loudon, and Chase Chiquitio. California leading Union by a score of 3-0. The Trojans 3 runs on 2 hits so far. The Scotties 1 hit, and they've committed 1 error. And now Ricky Lawson to get things started here for the Trojans in the top of the third. Lawson grounded out 5-3 back in the first inning. Yesterday against Carmichael's, Lawson hit into a fielder's choice and scored a run in the first inning, walked in the second, and then flew out to right in the fourth. And Lawson here taking the first pitch low for ball 1 from Dane Johnke. And if you're just joining us, California sent 6 men to the plate and scored 3 runs in the opening inning, highlighted by the leadoff triple from Caden Powell. Trojans stranded courtesy runner Paul Coles in the second inning. 1-0 pitch well low and outside from Dane Johnke, who had early control issues. In fact, walked 3 straight Trojans, Loudon, Chiquitio, and Weston back in that opening inning, but bounced back in the second inning with 3 strikeouts, sending down Dom Martini, Cam Scripp, and Caden Powell to end the inning, even though Caden Monticelli, the pitcher, had a single to right field in between. 2-0, misses low and outside, now takes us to 3-0. In our live video stream today, courtesy of Armstrong, attorney Lisa J. Buday, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency. Appreciate all of those companies, all of our fine supporters of high school sports for their support throughout the course of the season as we wind things down here in 2023. 3-0 pitch on the way, and that one's low again for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk issued from Dane Johnke to Ricky Lawson. And California with a runner aboard and nobody out here in the top of the third inning. With Aiden Loudon now coming to the plate. Loudon walked, stole a base, and scored a run back in the first inning. Came into the game with a .483 average, a homer and 26 RBIs. Johnke, a little glance over his shoulder. First pitch here on the way, and a liner just going foul on the right side there from Loudon. Takes the count to 0-1. Of course, the winner here today not only advances to the WPIAL championship game, but also lock up a bid in the state playoffs starting the first Monday in June. And now the 0-1 from Loudon. Check that from Johnke to Loudon. A ground ball here to short. They got the out at second. Throw back to first, not in time. And going to be safe at first is Loudon, but you had Lawson retired as Roper was able to send it off to Stanley. So it goes a fielder's choice, 6-4 on the recorded outs. It wasn't pretty, actually a little bit sloppy there in the field. But they did retire Lawson for the inning's first outs. But Loudon safe over at first, and now Chase Chiquitio at the plate. They're going to check Loudon, who's back to the first base bag safely. So now 1 out here in the top of the third. California up 3-0 now with Chase Chiquitio, who was one of those Trojans who walked and scored a run back in the opening inning. Only a sophomore, batting .281. Has driven in 7 runs so far this season. Playing third base for the Trojans here today. And the pitch there from Johnke, a little low and outside for ball 1. Now back in the batter's box is Chiquitio. Glance over the shoulder there from Johnke. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, fouled off there by Chiquitio. And you look at the Union Scotties so far this season, entering this game with a 13-4 record. They've won 5 straight. Last loss came against West Allegheny 8-1 back on April the 27th. They went 12-0 in conference play and really have been dominant. In fact, most of their losses this season against upper-level competition. Runner going here, swing and a miss from Chiquitio. Throw down to second, not in time, so a stolen base from Aiden Loudon. And he gets in a scoring position. Now you have a 1-2 count here on Chiquitio with one out here in the inning, and California still up 3-0 over Union as we work here in the top of the third. Now Chiquitio back in the batter's box. Righty versus righty matchup here. Got a two-step lead off second from Loudon. Pitch on the way, and Chiquitio went a chasing. Probably missed the strike zone low and outside, but he went after it. So for John Key, it's his fourth strikeout. Second out here at the top of the third inning. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Chris Weston, who walked and picked up an RBI back in the opening inning when California attempted the double steal. He was caught in between first and second, but you still had a run that scored on the play. That was Chiquitio's run, which gave California a 3-0 lead. Count now 0-1 here from John Key to Chris Weston. Little glance from John Key back at Loudon. 0-1 pitch on the way, well hit on a line in the left, but right at Mark Stanley for the inning's third outs. So California ends up stranding Loudon, and we'll move to the bottom of the third inning with the California Trojans leading the Union Scotties 3-0 here on the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases, but most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill in Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
Back here at Ross Memorial Park, Brian Morozak along with you. Sarah Camp behind the camera. Bill Madden and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Studios. California leading Union 3-0. As we head to the bottom of the third, Matt Stanley fouling off the first pitch from the California pitcher, Caden Monticelli. And now Stanley taking the 0-1, even up the count at 1-1. Monticelli's 1-1, fastball swing and a miss from Stanley. Stanley was at the plate when Denon Bowen was caught stealing to end the bottom of the second inning. Stanley came into the game with a .238 average, has driven in 14 runs so far this season. 1-2 pitch here just off the plate. Good breaking ball from Monticelli, just missing. Got now 2-2. Monticelli to Stanley. Pitch on the way, fastball off the inside of the bat and fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Great complex here at Washington and Jefferson's Ross Memorial Park. We're right behind home plate. Much better view than we had yesterday at Peterswood Park in Peters Township. And there's a ground ball going to second, allowed in there. Backhanded it over to first in time to Brody Todd to retire Stanley 4-3 for the first outs of this bottom of the third inning. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Grayson Blakely, the junior batting .353 with 6 runs driven in so far this season. Blakely standing in, choking up a little bit on that bat. Righty versus righty matchup here as Monticelli winds and fires the first pitch, a fastball. Just misses the plate a little outside. Takes the count to 1-0. And Union a 7-2 win yesterday over Bishop Canevin. California blanked Carmichael's 3-0 as Blakely fouls that one off. Even up the count at 1-1. And the winner here today will take on the winner of the game between Rochester and Bishop Canevin. And there's a liner right at the shortstop. Addison Panapinto able to make the grab for the second out of the inning. Heads up play there from Panapinto. Pitched the complete game shutout for the Trojans yesterday against the Mighty Mikes. And that'll bring up Anthony Roper, the junior shortstop, coming into the game with a .500 average and 8 runs driven in. First pitch here to Roper. Catches the outside corner, does Monticelli, and the count at 0-1. Now Monticelli will wind and fire the 0-1 here to Roper. Little one-hopper, good snare there from Martini. Evens up the count at 1-1. And we'll have the Trojans game for you next week, whether it's the WPIAL championship game or the consolation round game. I'll get into the PIAA playoffs in either Tuesday or Wednesday next week back here in Washington. Championship games at Wild Things Field. Consolation games here at Ross Memorial Park. And the 2-1 here to Roper. Called strike. Evens up the count now at 2-2. California looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the third. Monticelli now, the 2-2 to Roper. On the way, and that one a little high and outside. We go full of 3-2. Now the payoff pitch. Monticelli to Roper, and a little one-hopper. Panapinto plays it off his body, throw over to first, and a bang-bang play at first. They're going to say Roper's safe at first. Goes as an infield single for Roper. Now they're going to call that E6 on the board. Wow. Close play. Panapinto knocked it down. Roper had good speed. If it was me, I think I would have given him a hit. I'm not the official scorer here today. So it goes as an E6, and back to the top of the order and Rocco Galmarini. Galmarini calling time. Galmarini grounded out 4-3 first time up. We'll see if that E6 comes up and ends up biting California at all here in this bottom of the third. Galmarini coming into this game with just a .222 average, but does have 12 runs driven in so far this season. A little step off, throw over to first. Back safely there is Roper. California already caught Denon Bowen stealing back in the second inning. Now the 1-0 pitch here off the plate. Now 2-0 to Rocco Galmarini. So an opportunity here for the Scotties, looking for a little 2-out rally here in the bottom of the third, down 3-0. And a well-hit ball on a line here into right, and it'll one-hop in front of the right fielder, Cam Scripp. That will allow Roper to get down to third. And it's a 2-out single for Rocco Galmarini. And now Union look out here, 2 on with 2 outs. And Mike Gunn, who's batting .538, coming to the plate. And junior center fielder with 14 RBIs so far this season. So the best opportunity so far in this game now for Union with 2 on and 2 outs. Now Gunn will step in. Look at his chops here. A couple of ducks on the pond. First pitch to Gunn, breaking ball, called strike, 0-1. Just 1 strikeout so far from Monticelli. He sent down Gunn back in the opening inning. Now Gunn stepping back in. 0-1 pitch, fastball misses low and outside, evens up the count at 1-1. Galmarini, good speed down at first. You wonder how aggressive Union might try to get on the base paths here with 2 outs. Count now 1-1, runner going. Pitch a fastball and no throw there from Martini. So Galmarini gets into scoring position. Count now 2-1. And you kind of had a feeling that Galmarini might run there, and he did just that. So now a 2-1 count on Mike Gunn. Monticelli again from the stretch. Clean look at third. Delivers the 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball high. And now you have first base open. Brennan Porter due up next. The first baseman batting .321. I wouldn't mess around too much here with the meat of this Union order. So Monticelli now, 3-1 pitch here to Gunn. Breaking ball, and Gunn pops it up in foul territory. The catcher Martini has a play on it and makes the catch to end the inning. Boy, is that big. Goes as F2 as Gunn retired, and Union strands 2 here in the bottom of the third. So after 3, it's California 3, Union nothing. Here on the CR Brada Group High School Sports Day on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799. Family owned and operated for more than 90 years, Hollowwood Heating provides heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services to the communities of southwestern Pennsylvania. They offer residential and commercial solutions for new construction projects, renovations, and current system replacements. With 4 generations of experience, Hollowwood Heating has the solutions to your individual plumbing or HVAC needs. Call 724-938-2480 or visit their website, hollywoodheating.com, for additional information. Hollowwood Heating Incorporated. Your comfort is a direct reflection of their success. PA number 011088.
Moving down to the top of the 4th inning, Brody Todd, Dom Martini, and Cam Script due up for California. Trojans lead at 3-0 so far for California. They have 3 runs on 2 hits. They've committed 1 error, just 2 hits and 1 error committed by the Union Scotties. And California will try to tack a few more on here in the top of the 4th with Brody Todd, the first baseman for the Trojans, leading things off. And Todd, first pitch swinging there, popping it up to shallow center, backing up the shortstop. Anthony Roper able to make the catch for the inning's first outs. And that'll bring up Dom Martini, the catcher. Martini struck out swinging first time up, came into the game with a .245 average and 9 runs driven in. Senior on this Trojans team. Yesterday, Martini was 0 for 2 with a sac fly RBI against Carmichaels. So Martini set to go here against Dane Johnke, who settled down after giving up 3 runs in the opening inning, and Johnke finds the strike zone here on the first pitch to Martini. Now the 0-1. As Johnke now taking his time, has slowed down his pace a little bit here in the middle innings. And Martini now calling time as Johnke was trying to freeze him out. Johnke here with a long look in again. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball, little one-hopper. Missed low and outside. The 2 California hits in this game. A leadoff triple from Caden Powell. And Caden Monticelli is singled to right field back in the 2nd inning. But it was the walks and some aggressive base running from California that did the Scotties in that opening inning as the Trojans plated 3 runs. Had an RBI walk Brody Todd getting on via an air scored a run, also a double steal situation. Scored at Chase Chiquidio. Now the count 1-2 here on Martini with one out in the top of the fourth. And Martini, a little chopper down the third baseline, ruled foul. It's ruled foul. Would have been beaten out by Martini, but it was whistled down immediately there on a quick grab right on the line from Cam Taylor. The count remains 1-2. You have Cam Scripp due up next on the California side. Now Martini standing in. Now Martini will call time. The California Carmichael's game yesterday, very quick, played in an hour and 31 minutes. Now the 1-2 pitch here to Martini. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike three. So Johnke now has recorded 5 strikeouts in this game. Had 3 in the second inning. Sent down Chiquidio in the third, and now Martini here in the fourth. And we have 2 outs now in the top half of the fourth inning with Cam Scripp coming to the plate. Base is empty right now for the Trojans. First pitch here to Scripp. He'll foul it off on the right side. Count 0-1. Second of 3 games being played today here at Ross Memorial Park. The opening game went only 5 innings as Sarah Catholic blanked Burgettstown 10-0. The nightcap will be a 5A semifinal round game between Penn Trafford and Bethel Park. And also Greater Latrobe, who's playing right now at the Boys Mayview Complex at Upper St. Clair, up 6-2 over Montour. So a good showing for the Wildcats again today. 1-1 pitch, misses low and outside there from Johnke to Scripp. Count now 2-1. I think Indiana was up as well. Last check over Hopewell. Of course, Indiana knocked Laurel Highlands out of the WPIAL 4A playoffs back in the opening round by a score of 12-4. 2-1 here. Scripp fouls it back. Evens things up at 2-2. And of course, Montour battling Greater Latrobe. Knocked off the Uniontown Red Raiders 3-2 in the first round. And here California, the number 4 seed, trying to pull a semifinal round upset over top-seeded Union. And inside there is Johnke on the 2-2 to Cam Scripp. Now we're full of 3-2. Again, the base is empty. California scored all 3 of their runs back in the top of the first inning. And now Scripp, the payoff pitch here, or Scripp awaiting the payoff pitch there from Johnke, and Johnke misses on the 3-2, so a 2-out walk issued to Cam Scripp from Dane Johnke. And California, a base runner here with 2 outs in the top of the fourth, up 3-0 with Caden Monticelli coming to the plate. Monticelli a single back in the second inning in his lone at-bat. Again, one of only 2 California hits in this game. The other, Caden Powell, triple back in the first. Now Johnke operating from the stretch. Monticelli came into this game with a 200 average and 7 RBIs. Sophomore getting the start on the mound today for the Trojans. So we'll throw over to first, token throw to make sure that Scripp is back safely, and he is. Back in the batter's box is Monticelli. And Johnke has certainly slowed down his pace here in the fourth inning. First pitch on the way, a breaking ball missing low there to Monticelli. Runner going, sliding into second safely is Scripp for a stolen base. So Cam Scripp gets in a scoring position here for California. They'll take all the insurance runs they can get here today against the number 1 seeded Union Scotties. Again, Union, the 2-time defending WPIAL baseball champions. They've been to 4 straight WPIAL finals. 1-0 pitch on the way, a little low again to Monticelli, including a 2019 loss to California, 9-6 in the 2019 championship game. And now the 2-0 here to Monticelli, low again from Johnke. Of course, now you have first base open. Be the top of the order, 2 up behind Monticelli and Caden Powell. As California itching to start their third time through the lineup. Now a 3-0 count here, Johnke to Monticelli. And the pitch on the way, misses outside for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk issued here to Caden Monticelli, and Dane Johnke has now walked 2 straight Trojans here in the top of the 4th. And now you have the top of the order and Caden Powell up. Powell 1 for 2 today, again triple to start off the game and scored a run in that opening inning. Struck out swinging to end the second. Lefty Powell against the righty Johnke. Now Johnke, a little glance back at Script at second. First pitch here, and first pitch swinging chopper right back up the middle off the glove of second baseman Matt Stanley. That'll score a run here for California. As coming around is Cam Script, and the ball gets thrown away off on the left side, headed home, and out at home to end the inning is Monticelli, who was trying to come all the way around. So Powell able to hit it over to second. Will likely be ruled an error here. We'll wait for the official scoring. But that was able to drive in Script to make it 4-0 California. They're going to score that a hit. So it will be the third California hit as that was sent up the middle. So give Powell a single and an RBI. Drives in Script. Monticelli out at home to end the inning. But the Trojans get another run, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's California 4, Union nothing here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Day on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
The Mariscotti Insurance Agency is an independent agency that offers prompt, professional service for auto, home, business, and life insurance coverage to meet their customers' needs. The Mariscotti Insurance Agency is an independent agency serving clients in California and surrounding areas. So stop by their office today at 324 3rd Street in California, PA, or give them a call at 724-938-9302. That's 724-938-9302. And get in touch with their friendly staff today for your quote.
Going on now at Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
NovaCare Rehabilitation is now in Masontown. Using a personalized plan of care and one-on-one sessions, NovaCare gives you an advantage in rehabilitation. Dr. Haley Cruiser and our professional staff are certified to use industry-leading treatments, including LVST Big Therapy for Parkinson's disease, which increases mobility, improves balance, and decreases time necessary to complete tasks. These services supplement NovaCare's exceptional orthopedic, concussion, and vestibular dysfunction resources. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call our new Masontown office on Route 21 McClellantown Road at 724-491-5220.
Brennan Porter leading off the bottom half of the 4th here for the Union Scotties. Now trail California 4-0 again. Union came in, the 2-time defending WPIAL champs in single A, the number 1 seed. California seeded 4th, but the Trojans off to a hot start as a line drive foul there from Porter on the left side. Evens up the count at 1-1. Porter popped up to first baseman Brody Todd to end the opening inning. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 due up for Union here in the bottom of the 4th. Now the 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. Takes the counts at 2-1. Mark Stanley and Dane Johnke due up behind Porter here for Union. Now Monticelli's 2-1 here to Porter. And Porter line drive off the glove of the third baseman Chase Chiquitio. It'll roll into foul territory in left field. Chris Weston with the relay coming in. Well, that'll be a leadoff double for Brennan Porter. So Porter, good start to the bottom of the 4th inning here for Union. Third hit of the afternoon for the Scotties. They had an infield single off of Johnke in the second, single from Galmarini in the third, and now this double from Porter here to start the 4th. Now Mark Stanley at the plate. Stanley flew out to Cam Script and right after a well-hit ball in the second inning. Now a step off there from Monticelli, and back into second safely is Porter. A big juncture of this game for both teams. Union trying to mount a comeback, and California trying to protect a healthy lead. First pitch swinging, chop foul there from Stanley on the right side. takes the count to 0-1. Brian Morozak along with you. Sarah Camp behind the camera. Bill Madden and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. Nice to have you along with us for WPIAL 1A semifinal round action here on WMBS Uniontown. 0-1 pitch. Big cut there from Stanley. Swing and a miss. Takes the count to 0-2. Stanley came into this game with a .304 average and 5 runs driven in. Trying to tack on another one. Now the 0-2 sent foul again. And then the winner of this game will take on either Bishop Canevin or Rochester in the WPIAL championship game. Bishop Canevin now up 6-1 over Rochester. That game being played over Gateway High School. Now the 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Monticelli sends down Stanley. Just the second strikeout of the game for Monty. And we have one away here in the bottom half of the fourth now with Dane Johnke coming to the plate. Johnke infield single last time up, came into the game with a .214 average and 6 runs driven in. Junior pitcher for Union. Had a little stoppage there, not sure what that was all about, but nonetheless, Johnke set to go. Monticelli again glancing back at second. First pitch here to Johnke. Breaking ball called strike, 0-1. Monticelli had a 1-2-3 opening inning. And then, as we got a line drive here, right back up the middle into center field. This might play to run. But what do we have here? They called a balk. And that's going to be before the pitch. So that should send Johnke back to the plate then. Umpires getting together here. Let's see what's going on. So that's going to be the call. So that'll bring Johnke back to the plate. You will have Porter down at third. He would have had to have thought in that situation that Porter would have scored a run. So in a way, that's a break for California. And it counts 0-1. So 0-1 here, Monticelli to Johnke now with Porter down at third. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, a little outside, evens up the count at 1-1. Now, certainly a break there for California. And now Monticelli, again from the stretch, 1-1 pitch on the way, fastball off the plate. Takes the count to 2-1. So Union trying to capitalize. You'll have Denon Bowen up behind Dane Johnke here on the Union side in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 2-1 pitch here, fastball, line drive into left, charging and getting. There is Chris Weston, runner tagging, and no throw coming home. This goes as a sac fly RBI. Johnke picks up his 7th run driven in this season. Brennan Porter scores on the play. So now 2 outs here in the inning, but Union back to within 3 at 4-1. Now you'll have Denon Bowen, the catcher, coming to the plate. And Bowen came into this game with a .556 average. Lays off the first pitch, it's a strike, and they count at 0-1. Bowen hit into a fielder's choice first time up. And his courtesy runner was caught stealing to end the inning. 0-1 here, ground ball to first, and a nice little glove down from Brody Todd, who makes the play 3 unassisted. So Union able to pick up a run here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, but California still a 3-run lead. It's the Trojans 4, the Scotties 1 after 4 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
John Clinton with Dominic Carbone from 7-time President Award-winning Ford of Uniontown, including 2022. So did winter and spring do a real number on your current ride? Well, you're in luck. We have inventory here on the ground and tons more on the way. Check out these Memorial Day offers.
So, John, this month we're taking up to $3,500 off new F-150s and up to $2,500 off new Explorer?
Tom, that's crazy. In that case, let's take $3,500 off on Expedition as well.
Okay, now let's talk pre-owned. We have over 50 vehicles serviced up and ready to go. Most are certified with factory warranty and always a full tank of fuel. Do you have a vehicle that you just don't drive? Well, we will buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us.
Dom, did you know we now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service customers, as well as online maintenance appointments? That makes servicing your whip as easy as ever. We'll be closed on Memorial Day to remember and honor our fallen heroes. That's Ford of Uniontown, on top of the hill across from Applebee's, or FordofUniontown.com.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman is your go-to agent in Uniontown for the service you deserve at the price you want. So try to combine home and auto today. State Farm agent Lauren Yeoman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 724-592-6308 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back here at Ross Memorial Park in Washington, we're heading now to the top half of the fifth inning for the California Trojans, who lead it 4-1 over the top-seeded Union Scotties. Brian Morozak along with you. Sarah Camp behind the camera. Bill Madden and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. California scoring 3 in the top half of the first, added another run in the top half of the fourth. Union just got a run back in the bottom half of the fourth inning. That's where we stand right now. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 due up here for California. Ricky Lawson, Aiden Loudon, and Chase Chiquitio. It'll be Lawson to lead things off. Third time through the lineup now for the Trojans. Lawson grounded out 5-3 back in the first, walked in the third, and takes the first pitch here low and outside for ball one from Dane Johnke, who's gone the entire way so far on the Union side and got roughed up in the opening inning, giving up 3 runs, but has settled down since. Has 5 strikeouts so far in this game. 1-0 pitch here, and this one chopped to short. Roper is there. Throw over to first in time to Brennan Porter to retire Lawson 6-3 for the first out of this top half of the fifth. Now bring up Aiden Loudon. Loudon walked, stole a base, and scored a run back in the first inning, hit into a fielder's choice, and stole a base in the third, so you know he has good speed. Yesterday, Loudon was 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored against Carmichael's. Johnke's first pitch, a little one-hopper into Loudon. I count 1-0. Now Loudon trying to keep that arm loose outside the batter's box. Steps back in, looking for a big shot here. Again, came into the game with a .483 average and 26 runs driven in. 1-0 pitch. Big cut, but a swing and a miss from Loudon. Count now even at 1-1. California leads at 4-1. We're in the top half of the fifth. 1-1 pitch on the way, low and inside to Loudon. This California team, they've shown good form as of late. In fact, they've won 6 straight heading into this meeting with Union. Their last loss, a 5-0 decision against Waynesburg in a non-conference game back on April 20th. 2-1 pitch, again low and outside, now 3-1 from Dane Johnke to Aiden Loudon. Johnke has issued 4 walks already. Check that, 6 walks already in this game. 3 in the first, 1 in the third, then 2 in the fourth. 3-1 pitch here, low and outside for ball 4. Another little one-hopper going back. So that's the 7th walk issued by Johnke and gives California another base runner with 1 out here in the top of the fifth. They're saying on the PA system Chiquito, but we actually talked to Chase yesterday, and he said it's Chiquitio. As California leads at 4-1. Johnke out of the stretch. Another little one-hopper there from Johnke. And they count at 1-0. Chiquitio, a 281 average. Sophomore third baseman, has driven in 7 runs so far this season. Walked and scored a run back in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Now the 1-0 on the way, another one low and outside is Johnke. Again, having some control issues here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. California trying to get that run back. They conceded in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Now the 2-0 pitch from Johnke to Chiquitio. Again, low and outside, hops away from the catcher, Bowen. Wild pitch there from Johnke. Allows Loudon to get in a scoring position. The count now 3-0, and you wonder if Johnke gives up another walk here to Chiquitio, you might see the Union bench and their head coach, Bill Sanders, make a move to the bullpen. I don't have a view right now of the Union bullpen to see if anybody's loosening up. With it being single-A baseball, you'd have to bet their next move might be somebody in the field right now. 3-0, pitch another one-hopper. That's ball 4 to Chiquitio. So now 8 walks issued by Johnke. Let's see if they stick with them with Chris Weston coming to the plate. Now you'll get another visit here on the Union side from head coach Bill Sanders. Let's see if that's it for Johnke. Whole infield coming in. It's 4-1 California over Union. Trojans 4 runs on 3 hits. They've committed 1 error. Union 1 run on 3 hits. They've also committed an error. And it looks like Union thinking about making a move, and I think they will in this situation. Seeing a couple of gloves getting changed here, and we're going to get a pitching change, it looks like, for the Union Scotty. So it's 4-1 California over Union, and we're going to have a new Union pitcher. So we'll take a quick timeout. We're here in the top of the 5th, 4-1 Trojans. Back to tell you all about the new Union pitcher. Or are they making a move here? I think they will. Yeah, because we're going to see Porter come out, and he's going to go and play third, where Cam Taylor was at. And the new pitcher for Union is going to be Anthony Roper. So we'll step aside as Union makes a pitching change with California leading 4-1 here on the CR Parada Group High School Sports Night.
Pizza, beer, atmosphere, it's all at Mom Maruka's Pizza, located on Barton Mill Road in Uniontown. Mom Maruka's is your prime spot to enjoy local high school sports. Family owned and operated, the Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, wings, and the best Italian hoagie and homemade bruschetta in town. Mom Maruka's is open Monday through Saturday from 4 to 10 for indoor and outdoor dining and takeout. Don't forget Mom's catering services for your next party or gathering. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarukaPizza.com for their menu and live music schedule.
Going on now at Sea Harbor Chevy East in New Alexandria. Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 crew cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all other details at 724-668-2231. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
What's worse than poor customer service? Companies that try to pull the wool over your eyes by changing their name. Don't be fooled by smoke and mirrors. At Armstrong, we've been providing local and reliable service since day one, investing in our network and continually improving the customer experience to deliver the service and reliability you deserve. Visit us at ArmstrongOneWire.com now and into the future. Armstrong, unmatched employees, unmatched customer care, unmatched fiber network.
Back here at Ross Memorial Park, the new pitcher for the Union Scotties is Anthony Roper. Just the 3rd appearance of the season for Roper, who comes into the game with an 0-1 record, but they don't have any of the additional stats for whatever reason here on Roper, so don't know the number of innings, hits, runs, earned runs, walks, and strikeouts, and all that good stuff. On the Roper side, we do know he's thrown 106 pitches. For whatever reason, that additional information not available on the Union stat sheet, but nonetheless, Roper's the new pitcher here for the Union Scotties. A couple of other defensive changes as well. Brennan Porter now playing third. Cam Taylor, who was at third, now playing short. Rocco Galmarini, who was out in right, now playing first. And Dane Johnke, who was pitching now out in right field. At the plate here for California is Chris Weston. So you have 2 on, 1 out. We work here in the top of the 5th. California leading at 4-1. And the first pitch from Roper is fouled off there by Weston to take the count to 0-1. Weston so far today had an RBI walk back in the opening inning and then flew out to Mark Stanley and left back in the 3rd. Roper now with the 0-1 here to Weston. Misses low and outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. Again, Union, the number 1 seed in the WPIAL playoff field, 3rd-ranked team in the state of Pennsylvania. And California, the number 4 seed, now 4-1, looking for more as we work here on the top of the 5th. And another well-hit ball from Weston sends it off on the right side. Rounding third on his way to the plate and scoring is Loudon to increase the California lead to 5-1. Getting down to third is Chiquitio. So Chris Weston, an RBI single to right. And California gets another run back as they now lead it 5-1. With Brody Todd coming to the plate, the 5th Trojan to bat here in the top half of the 5th inning. Todd on via an error back in the 1st inning and popped up to then shortstop Anthony Roper last inning. So Todd in California looking for more runners on the corners. Anthony Roper on in relief of Johnke. Now Roper a little step off, heading down to second and sliding in safely there is Weston. Scoring another run is Chiquitio as California once again put on the double steal. And it's worked twice already in this game. Lead up to 5 now at 6-1. So Chiquitio across again. And they didn't even get an out at second. And they pretty much had Weston dead to rights. But Stanley was not on the second base bag on the Union side. And now swinging and sending it on the ground to third, and a boot there from Porter. They're trying to regain. Do they make the tag? They do. Getting the lead runner there, Weston. So ends up going as a fielder's choice. But nothing routine about that one. As Porter had trouble with it, Taylor came over to help out. And they had Weston running down to third, and they recorded the outs. So goes as a fielder's choice. Actually gets scored 5-6. Now 2 outs here in the inning. And at the plate, Dom Martini swings and misses of the first pitch. But on the California side, you'll take those 2 additional runs you've tacked on here in the top half of the 5th. Martini 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Again, you have Roper on in relief of Johnke on the Union side. Next pitch on the way, misses low. Count even out 1-1. To Dom Martini. Martini yesterday 0 for 2 with a sac fly RBI. Now the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Martini, takes the count to 1-2. California now 6 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 1 error, 1 run on 3 hits, and 1 error on the Union side. Now Martini choking way up on that bat. 1-2 pitch now from Roper to Martini, and that one fouled off on the right side. The count remains 1-2. Now Roper back on the mound. Trying to get out of this inning without any additional damage being done. Breaking ball on the 1-2. This is low and outside of Martini. Now evens up the count at 2-2. Martini, the 6th Trojan to bat here in the top of the 5th. Now the 2-2 from Roper, fastball called strike 3. So Roper sends down Martini. Third time Martini struck out in this game. Ends the top half of the 5th, but California tacks another 2 on. It's 6-1. Trojans over the Union Scotties as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS, the Triple I High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
For attorney Melinda Delarose, helping people with compassionate counseling, candid legal advice, strong advocacy, and professional commitment is what she does best. With an office at 99 East Main Street in downtown Uniontown, Attorney Delarose specializes in family law, municipal law, and general civil litigation, as well as personal injury, estate planning, probate, and more. For more information, call Attorney Melinda Delarose at 724-437-3200. That's 724-437-3200, or online at delaroselaw.com. Quality parts, accessories, paints, tools, and supplies. Napa Auto Parts complete line for cars, trucks, imports, and farm equipment. Napa Auto Parts keeps America running. Fayette Auto in Uniontown, Standard Auto in Brownsville, and Napa Auto in Bell Vernon and Monongahela carry premium quality auto parts at discount prices. They always have a huge inventory of parts in stock when you visit a Napa Auto Part location. Over 200,000 parts in stock. Ask about their Napa lifetime warranty on most items with a no-hassle return policy. Open weekends and evenings in Brownsville. Phone 724-785-3800. Bell Vernon dial 724-929-5522. Monongahela dial 724-258-3101. And in Uniontown dial 724-437-7553 for Napa Auto Parts.
Moving now to the bottom half of the 5th inning, California now a 6-1 lead over the Union Scotties. Number 1 seeded Scotties fell behind 3-0 early on. Now in a 5-run hole with Matt Stanley leading off this bottom half of the 5th inning, and Stanley takes strike 1 from California pitcher Caden Monticelli. Monty got the start, has gone the entire distance so far. On the Trojan side, yesterday, Addison Panapinto pitched a complete game shutout for California against Carmichaels. Missing on the 0-1 there is Monticelli, evens up the count at 1-1. Hitters 7, 8, and 9 hitting here for Union in the bottom of the 5th. And speaking of getting hits, it looked like that pitch certainly clipped Stanley, but did his bat go around? Home plate umpire says he was hit. Now they're going to appeal down to first. And it looks like they will rule this hit by pitch after a long talk. I think the California manager is saying they went off of his bat and he swung. Taylor and Driscoll, California's first-year manager, out to talk about the call. They're going to appeal down to first. Now the home plate umpire and the first base umpire will get together here, and let's see what we got. They're actually bringing the whole crew here. So it either went off of his bat, and even if he offered it the pitch, it would still not be a hit batter. So it didn't even have to go off of his bat if he would have went around. Now they're going back and talking to Coach Andrisco, and I don't think we're going to get a change. Coach Andrisco with a smile on his face, heading back to the dugout. So we'll go in the books as a hit by pitch. So Stanley gives Union a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but they still trail by 5. With now Grayson Blakely at the plate. It looks like the Penn Trafford team, who's playing here at 7 o'clock, actually occupying the field of play right now, walking down on the left side into the warm-up area in left field. So they have to wait till those guys clear the field to resume this game. I don't think they realized the game was going on when they made their way onto the field. And Penn Trafford will take on Bethel Park here in the nightcap earlier on today. Sarah Catholic, a 10-0 5-inning win over Burgettstown here at Ross Memorial Park. Now looks like the Warriors are clear out in the left field, and we can resume this game. 6-1 California in front, but Union with a runner on and nobody out here in the bottom half of the 5th. Caden Monticelli to Grayson Blakely lays down a bunt, goes off to first. Todd is there and tags the runner out. So you have a sacrifice there from Blakely, advancing Stanley down to second. So he goes 3 unassisted, gets Stanley in a scoring position. But you have a lot of runs to make up, though, on the Union side. You're down 5 runs, and yeah, you got a runner in a scoring position, but you sacrificed an out when you're down to your final 9 outs of the game. Now down to their final 8 outs of the game with Anthony Roper at the plate, and Roper takes the first pitch for a strike. Roper started the game at shortstop, now pitching on the Union side. Got on via an error back in the 3rd inning in his first plate appearance. And now the 0-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball just off the plate. Evens up the count at 1-1 now to Roper. Now Roper back in the batter's box. Glance back at second from Monticelli. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way, and that one sent foul on the right side from Roper. Takes the count to 1-2. Monticelli, just 2 strikeouts so far this afternoon. Sent down Mike Gunn back in the 1st inning and struck out Mark Stanley swinging in the 4th. And now a 1-2 counts from Monticelli to Roper, and Roper saying another one foul off the netting on the right side. And bounce back into play. The count remains 1-2. So Roper came in with a .500 average. 8 runs driven in, batting from the number 9 position in this Union batting order. 1-2 pitch, little outside. Evens up the count at 2-2. And Monticelli plunked Stanley to start this inning, but prior to that, had not hit any batters or even issued any walks in this game. Just the 2 strikeouts. Now the 2-2 on the way and in tight again with a fastball. Takes the count full now to 3-2. You have first base open. Stanley down at second. 1 out here in the inning. Trojans up 5. 3-2 pitch. That ball hit right back up the middle into center field. You had Panapinto kind of leaning off to the left, which allowed that ball to get into center. And will score a run as Stanley rounds third and scores on the play. So give Roper an RBI single to center. His 9th run driven in this season. Stanley has Union now back to within 4 at 6-2. And still only 1 out here in this bottom of the 5th inning. So a long way to go in this one. Rocco Galmarini now at the plate. You're going to get a courtesy runner over here now for Roper, who's now pitching. It's Andrew Gettings. So Gettings to run for Roper. And you have Galmarini batting from the left side against the righty Monticelli, who checks Gettings, who's safe back over at first. Galmarini 1 for 2 today. Grounded out 4-3 back in the first, single to right field, and stole a base in the 3rd. First pitch on the way here, chopped to first but foul. So went to our right of the bag. Takes the count to 0-1. Galmarini came into this game with a .222 average and 12 runs driven in. You have Gettings, the courtesy runner, at first. Once again, Monticelli wanting to make sure that he's back safely. 6 runs on 4 hits and an error committed by California so far in this game. 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error committed by Union. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball high and outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. Again, we're working in the bottom of the 5th, with California leading by 4 at 6-2. 1 on and 1 out for Union here in the inning with a run already across. 1-1 pitch, runner going. Pitch in for a strike, throw down to second. Not in time. You almost had Gettings overslide the bag. And for Gettings, that's his 28th stolen base of the season. And he gets in a scoring position. Count now 1-2. Again, after that last pitch was a called strike on Galmarini. Now Galmarini calls time. California looking to get back to a WPIAL championship game for the first time since they knocked off Union in the 2019 title game. 1-2 pitch here, breaking ball, and well hit into center field. Another hit for the Scotties. Rounding third is Gettings. He's on his way to the plate. He'll score, and Union back to within 3. It's 6-3 with still only one out here in the bottom of the fifth. So the second hit from Galmarini picks up his 13th RBI of the season. And now we're going to have a meeting here on the California mound as Taylor Andrisco out to talk to his pitcher, Caden Monticelli, and we'll see if the Trojans might make a move here with Union forcing a little rally back. They've had 2 hits in the inning. Of course, Blakely sacrificed, and Stanley started off the inning after he got hit by a pitch. Now 2 across here for Union in this bottom of the 5th inning. Gettings the courtesy runner, the latest to score. And let's see if Monticelli is going to remain in the game. He will for now. But have to think the string's certainly a lot shorter on him at this juncture of the game. With a game-tying run now in the on-deck circle with Mike Gunn coming to the plate. Again, Gunn very dangerous. .538 average coming into this game. Have to think he's due. He's 0 for 2 today. Popped up with a couple of guys on in the 3rd inning. In foul territory, it was caught by the California catcher, Dom Martini. You can sense a rally here on the Union side. Gunn, the 5th Scotty to bat here in this bottom of the 5th. And now the Bethel Park team just finishing making their way into the park on the right side, into the warm-up zone. So they have the fence closed out there. We're set to go with Mike Gunn stepping in. So here we go. Monticelli still on the mound, but Union rallying back. They're down 3 at 6-3. First pitch here to Gunn, just off the plate for ball 1. Then you have Galmarini with plenty of speed over at first. See if they put the wheels in motion. Count at 1-0. Won't run here. Pitch a fastball right down the pipe for a strike to Mike Gunn, the junior center fielder. Count now even at 1-1. Again, Union, the 3rd-ranked team in the state of Pennsylvania. #1 seed in this single-A playoff field. Another throw over to first. Head first slide back safely there again from Galmarini. You have to feel they're going to get another rally back in them. Again, 2 already across here as they enter this inning down 5. Now back to within 3, and they're not done yet. 1-1 now to Mike Gunn from Caden Monticelli, and that pitch low and outside. Count now 2-1. And yesterday, Addison Panapinto complete game shutout for the Trojans against Carmichael's. And you knew it wasn't going to be that easy here today against the Union Scotties. The Trojans have played well, and now Union trying to battle their way back. Count 2-1. Pace of this game has certainly slowed down as well with things tightening up here in the bottom half of the 5th. 2-1 pitch. Monticelli to Gunn. It's a fastball. Gunn right back up the middle, sends it into center field. And rounding second, or getting back to the bag there is Galmarini. So a single to center. It's now 3 straight singles on the Union side from Roper, Galmarini, and Gunn. Let's see if they still stick with Monticelli here. And now you'll have Brennan Porter coming to the plate. As Union's starting to get to Monticelli, they're going to stick with him right now. And again, single-A baseball. Wonder how many more options California has. First pitch just misses there to Brennan Porter. Porter doubled to left field and scored a run last time up. Monticelli and Panapinto have ate up most of the innings this season for the Trojans, but Monticelli, you can kind of sense, losing his groove a little bit here in the bottom half of the fifth. High and inside there to Brennan Porter, and the count now at 2-0. You also have Caden Powell, who's pitched 12 innings this year. Dom Martini has pitched 11. Will be other options on the California side, and that one popped up in foul territory, out of play on the right side there from Porter. But you have Martini catching, so that's a tough ask to move him from catching to pitching here today. You also had Ricky Lawson pitch 15 innings so far this season. You'd have to think either Powell or Lawson would probably be your next options on the California side. Breaking ball high there to Porter, takes the count to 3-1. Again, you've not had a walk issued in this game by Monticelli. California desperately looking for an out here defensively. They lead 6-3, but the momentum in this game certainly in favor of Union. They have 2 on with 1 out. They've gotten 2 across already here in the bottom half of the fifth. Now the 3-1 pitch to Porter, and Porter offers and sends it high in the air into center field. Charging as Caden Powell will make the catch, and no tag there on the Union side. And boy, did California need that defensively. F8 as Porter retired for the second out of the inning. And now Mark Stanley will be the 7th Scotty to bat here in the bottom half of the fifth. Stanley 0 for 2. Had a deep shot to right field first time up. That was caught by Cam Scripp. Struck out swinging last time up in the 4th inning. Again, just one of 2 strikeouts that Monticelli has had so far today. And the first pitch from Monticelli, a breaking ball fouled off there by Stanley. Takes the count to 0-1. Now Stanley to step back in. 2 on for Union. Galmarini at second, Gunn at first. 0-1 pitch from Monticelli, and Stanley, a well-hit ball down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It'll go into the corner. Cam Scripp will have the relay coming in. You have 1 run already across Galmarini's in, and now Gunn will score, and Union back to within 1 at 6-5. It's a 2 RBI triple from Mark Stanley. And a 4-run inning for the Union Scotties here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And you wonder, did Taylor Andrisco leave Monticelli in a little bit too long? He's going to have to give up the baseball here. Pitching change for the Trojans. They still lead at 6-5. But you have Mark Stanley standing down at third base representing the game-tying run. So 6-5, California over Union. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Pitching change here for the Trojans. We're back in a moment here on the C. Arparada Group High School Sports Night.
Going on now at C. Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
When you need help with a legal matter, call the law office of Lisa J. Buday. With over 30 years' experience, Attorney Buday specializes in helping people just like you in matters of personal injury, workers' compensation, Social Security disability, as well as deeds, wills, estates, and power with a free initial consultation. For more information, phone 724-938-1355 or visit law.com. Attorney Lisa J. Buday with an office at 304 3rd Street in California, helping people just like you.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Pizza, beer, atmosphere, it's all at Mom Maruka's Maruca's Pizza, located on Barton Mill Road in Uniontown. Mom Maruca's is your prime spot to enjoy local high school sports. Family owned and operated, the Sampson family carries on the tradition of homemade pizza, salads, wings, and the best Italian hoagie and homemade bruschetta in town. Mom Maruca's is open Monday through Saturday from 4 to 10 for indoor and outdoor dining and takeout. Don't forget Mom's catering services for your next party or gathering. Call 724-438-9066 or visit MomMarucaPizza.com for their menu and live music schedule.
Back here at Ross Memorial Park at Washington and Jefferson, we talked about tough asks. Well, Dom Martini, who was catching for California, is now going to come on to pitch. Addison Panapinto, who's playing shortstop, will be the new California catcher, and Caden Monticelli, who was pitching, now will come on to play short. So California making the move after they've surrendered 4 runs here in this bottom half of the 5th inning. And their lead, which was at 6-1, now down to 6-5 against the Union Scotties. Union with Mark Stanley down at third after his 2 RBI triple. Drove in Mike Gunn and Rocco Galmarini. And again, the new California pitcher, Dom Martini. Martini has worked 11 2/3 innings so far this season, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, just 1 earned run. Struck out 17 and walked 5 so far this season. Dane Johnke at the plate is the 8th Scotty to bat here in the bottom half of the 5th. First pitch here to Johnke, hit him. And they're going to say that Johnke did not attempt to get out of the way of the pitch. Wow. And Bill Sanders is going to have a talk now with the home plate umpire. Now Johnke coming over to the Union bench as well as to make sure he's all right. So they ruled that Johnke did not attempt to get out of the way of the pitch. Now he's back ready to go again. And the pitch was ruled a ball, but still did not credit him with a hit by pitch. And the 1-0 comes inside again and moves the count to 2-0. And then you only have Stanley down at third right now. And now the 2-0 pitch on the way. A little one-hopper. Good block there from Panapinto. We talked about the difficulty from moving from the catcher position, then trying to get loose and pitch. And it can't be an easy ask here for Martini, but again, single-A baseball, smaller rosters. Sometimes you have to make these type of moves. Again, these 2 teams played yesterday in the quarterfinal round. California 3-0 win over Carmichael's. Union won 7-2 in their quarterfinal round playoff game over Sewickley Academy. Now a 3-0 count here from Martini to Johnke. And a 3-0 pitch on the way, and that's a called strike as you had Johnke taking all the way. Johnke, a couple productive at-bats so far. Infield single back in the 2nd inning. Sac fly RBI to left back in the 4th. Count 3-1 here, Martini to Johnke. Johnke got the start on the mound for Union today. 3-1 pitch on the way, high and inside again. It's ball 4. Now Union has batted around here in the 5th with Denon Bowen coming to the plate. Again, Matt Stanley, the number 7 hitter in the lineup, led off the inning after he was hit by a pitch from Monticelli. And now Stanley will be in the on-deck circle with Denon Bowen coming to the plate. Bowen 0 for 2. Hit into a fielder's choice back in the 2nd, grounded out 3 unassisted back in the 4th. Now Martini again from the stretch with runners on the corners now, and he hits Denon Bowen, and that'll load up the bases. And now Matt Stanley will bat for the 2nd time here in the bottom of the 5th inning. California still leads at 6-5. But all the momentum right now on the Union side. And Matt Stanley at the plate. Trying to break things open now for Union. They have a courtesy runner now down there for Denon Bowen. And now Matt Stanley at the plate with the bases loaded. First pitch from Martini. That one fouled off. Right behind us. Takes the count to 0-1. So an 0-1 count here on Matt Stanley as now Martini steps off. Going to have to thank our live video stream sponsors today. Mariscotti Insurance Agency, Armstrong, and attorney Lisa J. Buday. 0-1 pitch here. And going around was Matt Stanley. The pitch would have been low and outside, but Stanley offered. And the count now 0-2. A strikeout would be absolutely huge for California. It's already been a 4-run inning for Union. And now the 0-2 pitch on the way, and that one just chopped foul as Stanley barely stays alive. Stanley, the 10th Union batter to hit here in the bottom of the 5th. It was 3-0 California, actually 4-0 California heading to the bottom of the 4th. California also led 6-1 entering this bottom of the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch here on the way. Fastball grounded to short. They can get a force out anywhere. Throw over to second in time. This goes to the fielder's choice. 6-4 to end the inning. So Stanley retired, but the Union Scotties pick up 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to get back to within 1. It's California 6, Union 5, heading to the top of the 6th here on the C.R. Barada Group High School Sports Night on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Go to Ford of Uniontown and trade me in.
John Clinton with Dominic Carbone from 7-time President Award-winning Ford of Uniontown, including 2022. So did winter and spring do a real number on your current ride? Well, you're in luck. We have inventory here on the ground and tons more on the way. Check out these Memorial Day offers.
So, John, this month we're taking up to $3,500 off new F-150s and up to $2,500 off new Explorer?
Oh, that's crazy. In that case, let's take $3,500 off on Expedition as well.
Okay, now let's talk pre-owned. We have over 50 vehicles serviced up and ready to go. Most are certified with factory warranty and always a full tank of fuel. Do you have a vehicle that you just don't drive? Well, we will buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us.
Dom, did you know we now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service customers, as well as online maintenance appointments? That makes servicing your whip as easy as ever. We'll be closed on Memorial Day to remember and honor our fallen heroes. That's Ford of Uniontown, on top of the hill across from Applebee's, or FordofUniontown.com.
On the go? No time to stop? That's when you'll love Peach & Pharmacy's curbside pickup at Peach & Market in downtown Connellsville. Next time you have a prescription to get, let Peach & Pharmacy make it easy for you. Call ahead at 724-626-9600 or send a message. Let friendly curbside pickup keep you right where you want to be, in the driver's seat.
Peach & Pharmacy, your local pharmacy.
Hitters 8, 9, and 1 due up for California. Top half of the 6th. Trojans lead now down to 6-5 as Cam Scripp fouls off the first pitch from Anthony Roper. Roper on in relief of Dane Johnke on the Union side. Dom Martini now relieving Caden Monticelli for California. It's Script, Monticelli, and Powell for the Trojans here in the top half of the 6th. Roper finds the strike zone again there for Uniontown, and just like Union, and just like that, Script is behind 0-2. Script struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning, walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the 4th. 0-2 pitch here from Roper, high and inside. Takes the count to 1-2. California now 6 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 1 error. Union 5 runs on 7 hits. They've committed an error today as well. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3 right on the outside corner. So Roper, who ended the top of the 5th, striking out Martini, comes back to start the top of the 6th, sending down Scripp. Now 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning with Caden Monticelli coming to the plate. Monticelli, a couple of productive at-bats, single to right field back in the 2nd, walked back in the 4th. Roper's first pitch here to the sophomore Monticelli, chopped foul on the left side. Takes the count to 0-1. California head coach Taylor Andrisco unable to field that one with a bare hand. Made a good attempt, though. Now the 0-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Evens things up at 1-1. Monticelli back in the batter's box. Righty versus righty matchup. 1-1 pitch on the way from Roper. This one chopped on the left side. Porter is there. Throw over to first in time to Galmarini to retire Monticelli 5-3 for the second out of the inning. California is yet to be retired in order in this game. Union is yet to have a 1-2-3 inning defensively. Now Caden Powell will come to the plate on the California side as the Trojans make their fourth trip through the lineup now. Powell 2 for 3 from the leadoff position. Tripled and scored a run in the top of the first, struck out swinging to end the second, and then singled back in the fourth. First pitch here to Powell, a little low for ball one. So Monticelli trying to give, check that, Powell trying to give California a little life here facing Roper. It's popped up on the left side, and that ball is caught, is able to hang on. There was Cam Taylor, had a little juggle before reeling it in from the shortstop position out in shallow left. So the Trojans retired 1-2-3 here in the top half of the sixth. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. California still barely hanging on at 6-5 here in the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Going on now at C. Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
Your health is the most important thing to you. When you need physical therapy, find the best clinic to serve you. Movement Physiotherapy, now located off Route 40 on Pedro Drive, west of Uniontown, understands this and wants to help ease the stress. Tyler Gasick has over 10 years of experience helping people improve their health with physical therapy and is ready to help you. Tyler's from the Uniontown area and is committed to helping improve his community. To schedule your appointment, phone 724-912-PTPT or visit Movement Physiotherapy online at movementpp.com.
Let's face it, sometimes local is just better. Locally grown, locally sourced, shop local, eat local. But what about local expertise? At Allstate, Russ Blejo is just that, a local. So contact Uniontown area Allstate agent Russ Blejo so Russ can help you with protection that's right for you and the things you love most. Allstate, are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hitters 8-9 and 1 due up for Union here in the bottom half of the sixth. Scotty still trail it by 1 at 6-5 against California. Dom Martini, who came on in relief of Caden Monticelli in the fifth, will start his first full inning here in the sixth. The misses on the first pitch here to Grayson Blakely. Blakely sacrificed the last time up after popping up to then shortstop Addison Panapinto back in the third inning. It takes a couple of pitches now for Martini, and the count at 2-0. Again, for Martini, you can't afford letting these 8 and 9 guys get on with some dangerous bats due up right behind him. That one just getting away from Martini, takes the count to 3-0. This game totally turned around in the bottom of the fifth inning when Union sent 10 men to the plate, chased Caden Monticelli, and scored 4 runs to get back to within 1 as Martini finally finds the strike zone on the 3-0 to take the count to 3-1. California led 6-1 entering that bottom of the fifth. Lead now down to 6-5. 3-1 pitch on the way. And that one sent foul from Blakely on the right side. Trojans don't have a play on it. Takes the count 4-3-2. Now Martini trying to finish off Grayson Blakely, the junior designated hitter for Union, who came into the game with a .353 average. Payoff pitch. This ball popped foul again from Blakely. So the count remains 3-2. Again, the second of 3 games here at Ross Memorial Park. The opener saw Sarah Catholic blank Burgettstown 10-0 in 5 innings. Another pitch fouled off by Blakely. And later on tonight, we'll move up to 5A as Penn Trafford will take on Bethel Park. Those two teams loosening up. Penn Trafford out in left field and Bethel Park in right field. Another 3-2 pitch here to Blakely. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch would have likely been low and outside, but Blakely went around. That's the first out recorded here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Anthony Roper coming to the plate. Roper got on via an error in the 3rd inning, then picked up an RBI single during that 4-run bottom of the 5th inning for the Union Scotties. Martini's first pitch here to Roper, and Roper hits it high in the air down the left field line, chasing over to the line, unable to make the play there is Chris Weston. It's a fair ball, goes back to the fence in foul territory. Relay coming in, and it'll be a 1-out double from Anthony Roper. Weston made a good run at it from left field, but just couldn't track it down. Ball bounced fair, and then went into that back corner. And Roper a stand-up double. Now Roper, who's pitching, will come out of the game as they'll have a courtesy runner for him. It looks like it's going to be Gettings to run again. And Gettings has been Union's leader this season in stolen bases. Now you have Gal Marini in the top of the order due up for the Union Scotties game. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at the plate and Gal Marini. First pitch to Gal Marini, breaking ball, chopped foul, and Gal Marini actually fouled it off of himself. Counted 0-1. And Tom Martini pitching on in relief of Caden Monticelli, who got the start and was effective until that bottom half of the 5th inning. Union, the number 1 seed in this WPIAL playoff field, ranked 3rd in single A in the state of Pennsylvania. So now Gal Marini back in the batter's box. Count 0-1 with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch showing Button, laying it down. Fair ball down the 3rd base line. Charging there is Chiquidio, and the throw goes wide at first. And that will plate the game tying run in Gettings, the courtesy runner, to make it 6-6. Down to second goes Gal Marini. And I think Gal Marini might have been safe anyways, but you're going to have an E5 there on the throw. And that'll tie the game now at 6-6. As Gettings, the courtesy runner, scoring for Union. And we're all knotted up. And if you're just joining us, California led 3-0 after 1, 4-0 entering the bottom of the 4th, and 6-1 entering the bottom of the 5th. Game now tied at 6. And you have Mike Gunn at the plate with Gal Marini at second. Still only 1 out here in the inning. First pitch to Gunn, and he'll pop it up. It'll be in a shallow center. Caden Powell is there. He'll get under to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So now 2 down. And you'll have Brennan Porter coming to the plate. California now 6 runs on 4 hits. They've committed 2 errors. Union 6 runs on 9 hits. They've committed 1 error so far in this game. Porter coming to the plate, 1 for 3 today. Doubled and scored a run back in the 4th inning. First pitch to Porter here, low and outside for Martini. Takes the count to 1-0. So Porter, big at bat here for Union in a 6-6 game. 1-0 pitch right down the pipe for a strike, evens up the count at 1-1. Count now 1-1. Certainly all the momentum right now on the Union side. Martini, a little glance back at second. He's going, step off the mound, and they have a little rundown here between second and third with Galmarini is there. Throw down to third. The Galmarini still caught. They're going to run him back. Throw back towards second, and they'll make the tag on Galmarini from behind to end the inning. So Galmarini gets picked off to end this bottom half of the sixth inning. So all sixes up there. We're tied at 6 after 6. California and Union will head to the top of the 7th here in the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Night, our live video stream, courtesy of attorney Lisa J. Buday, Armstrong, and the Mariscotti Insurance Agency.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Going on now at Harper Chevrolet.
Our customers can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado with special financing and employee pricing. Chevrolet, find new roads. Offer is valid with purchases of 2022 and 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.7-liter engine. Includes Chevrolet loyalty. Must have a 2009 Chevrolet passenger car or truck in the same household. Up to $10,000 off approved credit through GM Financial. Residency restrictions apply. While supplies last. Call dealer for all of the details at 724-929-8000. Sale ends May 31st, 2023.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
6-6 game, moving to the top of the 7th. California and Union. For California, hitters 2, 3, and 4 due up. Ricky Lawson, Aiden Loudon, and Chase Chiquitio. Trojans last played at a run in the top half of the 5th when they scored 2. Anthony Roper on in relief of Dane Johnke on the Union side. Ricky Lawson 0 for 2 in this game. With a walk at the plate, swings to the first pitch, chops it deep in the hole at short. Taylor throw over to first, high throw, play at first and safe at first is Ricky Lawson. He beat it out. Throw was a little high coming in, but Lawson, good speed down the first base line. Has California in business here in the top of the 7th. And Lawson dove into first base safely as well. And now you're going to have the California manager, Bill Sanders, asking for an appeal. Let's see if this stands. I think the first base umpire, obviously the best view of it. That would be a tough appeal to win in that situation for Coach Sanders, and the safe at first is going to stay. He actually scored that in error on the throw. So nonetheless, it gives Lawson first base and puts Aiden Loudon at the plate. A nice breaking ball from Roper prompts the swing and a miss from Aiden Loudon, and the count at 0-1. Loudon a couple of walks in this game. So has scored a pair of runs, stole 2 bases, and hit into a fielder's choice. It's had a busy afternoon for the California Trojans. 0-1 pitch here, another breaking ball, swing and a miss, and just like that, 2 strikes on Aiden Loudon. Now Anthony Roper, we come back with the heats, or throw another breaking ball here. Nobody outs. Lawson on first. Game tied at 6 here in the top of the 7th. 0-2 pitch, another breaking ball hit right back up the middle into center field. Down to second goes Ricky Lawson. Aiden Loudon with a single to center field. Just the 5th California hit of the game. And now California 2 on and nobody out here in the top half of the 7th with Chase Chiquitio coming to the plate. Chiquitio, a pair of walks in the 1st and 5th innings, has scored 2 runs. Also struck out swinging back in the 3rd. So the Trojans getting to Roper a little bit here in the top half of the 7th. Roper retired California in order in the top of the 6th. 2 on, nobody else. Chiquitio showing bunts. Now he calls time. Roper would not deliver with Chiquitio showing bunts. You're starting to get some head games here on both sides in this top of the 7th inning in a 6-6 game. So Chiquitio back in the batter's box. 2 on, nobody out. 6-6 game, California threatening. Again, Chiquitio showing bunt, try to call time. It was not granted. The ball hopped away there from the catcher, Bowen, and runners will advance. So yeah, Chiquitio showing time. Home plate umpire did not credit the time. And you wonder if that threw off Roper a little bit on the delivery. It hopped past Bowen. Now runners go down to second and third. Now you might see Coach Sanders popping up there for Union. Not much really to argue about. Time was not granted. We played on. Ball got away from Bowen, and now runners down to second and third. And a 1-0 count here on Chiquitio. Now you'd expect him to swing in this situation unless you try a little suicide squeeze action. 1-0 pitch on the way, and Chiquitio, a little nubber, fouled it off of himself. It evens up the count at 1-1. And again, Chiquitio came into the game with a .281 average, 7 runs driven in. Has certainly been productive at the plate throughout the course of the season. So Chiquitio back into the batter's box. Count 1-1. Anthony Roper on the mound out of the stretch here for Union. 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball, and well hit from Chiquitio. Deep to left. It's going to one-hop over the wall. It'll be a book rule double. California will score a pair of runs and take an 8-6 lead. So a 2 RBI double from Chase Chiquitio. And California with 3, check that, 2 straight hits. You had Lawson's, which was ruled an error, but a single from Loudon, now a 2 RBI double from Chiquitio, scoring Lawson and Loudon, and now California on top, 8-6. Still nobody out with Chris Weston coming to the plate. Weston an RBI single last time up. In fact, has a pair of RBIs in this game. Was productive yesterday against Carmichael's as well. And now bunts the first pitch. It's fouled off on the right side. So now you have Chiquitio at second. Nobody out. 2 runs already across for California. Trojans now have scored 8 runs on 6 hits in this game. California, the 2019 WPIAL champs, taking on the 2-time defending single-A champs in Union. And Union's made the WPIAL title game in 4 straight years. Lost to Cal in the 19 game. Need to get by the Trojans to get back to the title game here in 2023. And Roper gets a called strike as Weston was showing bunt, pulled back, pitch was in there. Now the count at 0-2. So high drama here on the top of the 7th. California now up 8-6, looking for more. 0-2 pitch and another line drive in the gap in left center field. Chiquitio's going to round third. Chiquitio on his way to the plate. He'll score. You had Gunn having some trouble with it out there in center. And getting into second goes Chris Weston. It's now 9-6. California over Union. The identical score of that 2019 title game where California knocked off Union by a 9-6 margin. Now let's see if we're going to have a pitching change here on the Union side as 4 straight Trojans have reached base safely, and that's going to be it for Anthony Roper. So Union to make a pitching change. It's 9-6 Trojans over the Union Scotties. Pitching change for Union. We're back to tell you more about the Scotties' new pitcher when we come back in just a moment here on the C.R. Barada Group High School Sports Night.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. Speak directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799.
UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community, treating sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely by taking all necessary precautions while disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists. Convenient location and hours. Part of the community. Call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access 724-437-7500.
Looking for the highest quality products at the lowest prices? Shop and save on Walnut Hill in Uniontown has the widest selection of brands and the freshest offerings around. They specialize in your family's grocery needs. Save big and sign up for the Shop and Save Perks card to get money-saving benefits and discounts on gas. Shop and save. Walnut Hill Road, Uniontown, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Working hard to offer you the best at Shop and Save because it's the just right thing to do.
Cam Taylor, the new Union pitcher, only his third appearance of the season. Total has just worked 1 inning, has 3 strikeouts. Now coming into the game here, trying to get the Scotties out of a jam. With California plating 3 runs already here in the top half of the 7th. Brody Todd, the 5th Trojan to bat here in the inning, and still don't have an out on the scoreboard. Todd got on via an error in the first inning. Popped up to then shortstop Cam Taylor is now pitching. Anthony Roper now playing short. So just a straight switch there on the Union side. Todd also hitting to a fielder's choice in the 5th. Shows bunt here, lays it down, goes right back to Taylor. Throws over to first to Galmarini. And nowhere for Weston to advance, did not go down to third. So it just goes 1-3 on the outs. Now Dom Martini coming to the plate. So an unsuccessful sacrifice. And Martini, who's now at the plate, if he's able to shut down Union in the 7th inning, would be in line to pick up the win in this game. You'd have Anthony Roper on the hook for the loss. You'd have a no decision out of both Johnke and Monticelli. We'll see how things play out here late. Count 0-1, that one low, hit the plate on the delivery to Martini. Martini, the 6th Trojan to bat here in the top half of the 7th inning, is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Now the 1-1 pitch from Taylor, low and outside. Moves the count to 2-1. Our friends on the Triple I High School Sports Network will have the nightcap for you later on tonight. Lanny Ferteri and Chris Lackner have that Bethel Park Penn Trafford game on the Triple I High School Sports Network. Count now 3-1 to Dom Martini here on WMBS. We'll join the Pirates and Rangers in progress as soon as this game wraps up. 3-1 now. Taylor to Martini. Pitch on the way. Called strike. Takes us full to 3-2. Stay tuned for our post-game show as well. Brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. 3 already across for California here in the top half of the 7th. Little number off the inside of the bat. Went right to Galmarini at first, who was able to glove it down for the out. Getting back on the bag at second was Weston. Just a 1 out recorded, and now Cam Script at the plate. Script 0 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Actually, we're going to get a pinch hitter. It'll be Logan Hartley. So Hartley hitting for Script with a runner in scoring position. So Hartley did not have an at-bat yesterday against Carmichael's. For the season, Hartley just a 111 average. 1 for 9 so far this season is Hartley. Maybe just one of those situations where manager Taylor Andrisco just has a hunch about him. So now Hartley, a swing and a miss on the first pitch there from Cameron Taylor. Hartley is a lefty facing the righty Taylor. Maybe playing the percentages a little bit. Scripp had been 0 for 3 with that walk. Check that 0 for 5 with that walk so far in the postseason. Another swing and a miss there from Hartley. Hartley now will step back in. Can the Trojans enter this top of the 7th inning with this game tied at 6, have plated 3 runs. Now the 0-2 pitch, called strike 3, so 3 pitches, 3 strikes on the pinch hitter Hartley to end the inning. Where the Trojans get 3 and they'll have a 3-run lead going to the bottom of the 7th here on the C.R. Parada Group High School Sports Night, our live video stream courtesy of the Armstrong Group. Of course, the Mariscotti Insurance Agency and attorney Lisa J. Buday. We're back in a moment with the bottom of the 7th.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare. Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases. But most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis. We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case. If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Phone 724-437-2799. Family owned and operated for more than 90 years, Hollowwood Heating provides heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services to the communities of southwestern Pennsylvania. They offer residential and commercial solutions for new construction projects, renovations, and current system replacements. With 4 generations of experience, Hollowwood Heating has the solutions to your individual plumbing or HVAC needs. Call 724-938-2480 or visit their website, hollywoodheating.com, for additional information. Hollowwood Heating Incorporated. Your comfort is a direct reflection of their success. PA number 011088.
Underway with the bottom of the 7th inning. It's hitters 3, 4, and 5 for Union. Brennan Porter, Mark Stanley, and Dane Johnke, as Porter takes the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Dom Martini on the mound for California. Trojans trying to protect a 9-6 lead over the top-seeded Scotties. 1-0 pitch low and outside again, moves the count to 2-0. In California, the number 4 seed picked up a win yesterday over Carmichael's. Union knocked off Sewickley Academy in the quarterfinal round. Both teams had first-round byes. 2-0 pitch here, high for ball 3. In California, plating 3 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 9-6 lead. After the Trojans had led it 6-1, and Union came back with 5 unanswered runs themselves. 3-0 pitch here, low and outside for ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Brennan Porter to start this bottom half of the 7th inning. It's not what you wanted to see if you're a California fan. Now you have Mark Stanley at the plate. Stanley, a 2 RBI triple last time up for Union. He's 1 for 3 today, came into the game with a 3.04 average. Senior left fielder, throw back to first and head for a slide back safely there from Porter. So Martini glancing back at first, and in the whole grand scheme of things, that run doesn't matter too much. Just have to worry about the batters. Get a couple of outs here, you have a 3-run cushion. 0-1 count now to Mark Stanley. Now the 0-1 on the way, a little one-hopper into the plate. Evens up the count at 1-1. Just need 3 outs if you're California to get back to the WPIAL title game for the first time since 2019. Count 1-1. Pitch on the way. High and in tight, takes it to 2-1. Again, you've had Union that's won back-to-back WPIAL titles. California, they won WPIAL championships in 83, 01, 06, 2014, 17, and 19. 2-1 pitch here. Low for ball 3. Takes the count to 3-1. Here Martini already walked Porter to start the inning. Just needs strikes here to Stanley. Let Stanley put the ball in play. Now Martini will step off. Martini again started the game catching for California. Now pitching. We talked about the tough ask. Martini would be in line for the win right now. 3-1 pitch, runner going. And the pitch is outside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks to start the inning from Dom Martini. Now you have the game-tying run and Dane Johnke coming to the plate. We're going to have a visit to the mound here from Taylor Andrisco, the California head coach. Let's see if they stick with Martini here. Give us an opportunity to let you know this game, the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL, WMBS, and the Triple I High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening and viewing audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent of the WPIAL, WMBS, and the Triple I High School Sports Network is strictly prohibited. So they're going to stick with Martini for now. You've had back-to-back walks issued by Porter and Stanley, with Dane Johnke now at the plate, and Johnke's been productive in every at-bat. Infield single back in the second inning, sac fly RBI in the fourth, walked in the fifth. Now his fourth plate appearance of the game comes here in the top of the seventh with 2 on and nobody out. He represents the game-tying run and takes the first pitch for a strike, the count at 0-1. You're Martini right now. I think you just have to buck up and throw some strikes. 0-1 now on the way. That one load, even at the count at 1-1 to Johnke. Johnke came into the game with a .214 average and 6 RBIs. Junior got the start on the mound. Now playing out in right field. Bishop Canavan knocked off Rochester in the other single-A semifinal round game. There's a called strike 2. So the winner will take on Bishop Canavan at Wild Things Field either next Tuesday or Wednesday in the 1A title game. They should have all the sites of the play-in games and the championship games out by tomorrow. Now the 1-2 pitch here to Johnke, swing and a miss, strike 3, and boy, that was huge for Martini. Martini with the strikeout and 1 away here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, with Denon Bowen coming to the plate here for Union. Bowen hit into a fielder's choice first time up, grounded out 3 unassisted in the 4th, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. So now 1 away. California still up 3. Union has 2 on. Porter down at second, Stanley at first. And now Bowen at the plate. Now Bowen steps in, righty versus righty matchup. Thank all the folks watching on our live video stream, both through the Triple I High School Sports Network and on Facebook Live. What a game we've had here, back and forth. 9-6, California in the lead for now. Bottom of the 7th, first pitch a called strike from Martini to Denon Bowen. And the count at 0-1. California jumped out to a 3-0 lead earlier, led 4-0 going to the bottom of the 4th, and 6-1 going to the bottom of the 5th. Union cut it to 6-5 and then tied it at 6. In the bottom of the 6th inning, but California 3 runs scored in the top of the 7th. And now the count 0-2 here on Denon Bowen from Dom Martini, looking for back-to-back strikeouts here for the California Trojans. Martini's 0-2. Here to Bowen, and Bowen hits it right back at him. This could be a double play. Throw back to second. They stood on the bag. It was caught there by Loudon to end the game. What a way to close it out. California back in the WPIAL championship game for the first time since 2019 when they won it all, and what a finish. Martini with a snag out of the air on the line drive from Bowen. Throw back to Loudon, who almost collided with Monticelli. But Loudon able to hang on to make the game's final out on the double up at second. And the California Trojans with an identical 9-6 win over the top-seeded Union Scotties, denying Union their 5th straight trip to a WPIAL title game. Again, Cal knocked off Union by the same 9-6 score back in 2019, and the Trojans, number 4 seed, upset the top-seeded Scotties, who are ranked 3rd in the state of Pennsylvania, with a 9-6 win here at Ross Memorial Park. We're back to tell you all about it on our post-game show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. Comes your way next here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Ready for an easier way to manage your cards? Get more power, peace of mind, and security with the new updated app from First Federal of Greene County. Set spending limits, view merchant details, subscriptions, and where your card is stored. Plus, turn off lost or stolen cards. It's card management on your terms. Download the updated app or visit ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
The Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood is a veterans organization located in Fayette County since 1950. They are proud to advertise on WMBS sports programs and to contribute to the Veterans Hospital, local sports teams, and scouting organizations. Best of luck to all of our local teams from the Catholic War Veterans Post 1669 in Hopwood.
Back here at Ross Memorial Park on our post-game show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. What a game here. We'll recap it for you. California, 3 runs scored at the top of the first inning. Caden Powell led off the inning with a triple to left field, had 3 straight walks. Trojans played at 3 to lead by a score of 3-0. They made the lead 4-0 as Cam Scripps scored a run for California off an RBI single from Caden Powell in the 4th. But then Union started to nudge their way back. Sac fly RBI from Dane Johnke in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Scored Brennan Porter to make it 4-1. And California answered back with 2 runs themselves in the top half of the 5th inning. Aiden Loudon and Chase Chiquitio scoring a pair of runs. You had a RBI single to right from Chris Weston and a double steal. Scored Chiquitio to make it 6-1. California appeared to be in cruise control mode, but Union came back in the bottom half of the 5th with 5 runs. They sent 10 men to the plate to tie the game. Actually, they came back with 4 runs to make it 6-5, sending 10 men to the plate in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Added another run in the bottom half of the 6th inning after Anthony Roper started off the inning with a double to left. An error after a Rocco Gallimarini hit plated Roper to tie the game at 6. And then California with a top half of the 7th inning. Ricky Lawson getting on via an error. Nathan Loudon single, double from Chase Chiquitio picking up an RBI. And then Chris Weston able to drive in another run for California. They put on another double steal to get the 3rd run of the inning and go up by a score of 9-6. And then Dom Martini, again in relief of Caden Monticelli in the 7th, issued back-to-back walks to Brennan Porter and Mark Stanley. Came back, struck out Dane Johnke, and then Denon Bowen sent a line drive right back at Martini. He was able to glove it down, then double off Porter at second base to end the game as California picks up a 9-6 win. Trojans finish with 9 runs on 8 hits. They commit 2 errors. 6 runs on 9 hits and 1 error on the Union side. We're back with a final word from Ross Memorial Park. California wins at 9-6 here on WMBS, the Trib Live High School Sports Network, and Facebook Live.
Uniontown Detailing offers an all-inclusive auto care experience. Services include full auto detailing, professional ceramic coatings, window tinting, undercoating, paintless dent repair, and more. Uniontown Detailing has moved to a new location on 255 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Stop by and check them out today. Best of luck this season to all local teams from Uniontown Detailing.
Amadar Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school in the Fayette County area for more than 3 years. Amadar Transit is a proud sponsor of the Laurel Highlands School basketball team and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information, call 724-439-3164. That's 724-439-3164. Or stop into their office at Amadar Transit, 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue.
South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon extends his best wishes to all our local teams competing in the WPIAL playoffs. The athletes, the coaches, their booster organizations, and all those who support them, especially their parents. Rick also thanks everyone for their support in the primary election. Rick wants to continue working with his fellow Republican supervisors, Bob Schiff-Bauer and Jason Scott, who both support him, and he would appreciate your support in the fall.
When you need help with a legal matter, call the law office of Lisa J. Buday. With over 30 years' experience, Attorney Buday specializes in helping people just like you in matters of personal injury, workers' compensation, Social Security disability, as well as deeds, wills, estates, and power of attorney with a free initial consultation. For more information, phone 724-938-55 or visit Buday.com. Attorney Lisa J. Buday with an office at 304 3rd Street in California, helping people just like you.
The Mariscotti Insurance Agency is an independent agency that offers prompt, professional service for auto, home, business, and life insurance coverage to meet their customers' needs. The Mariscotti Insurance Agency is an independent agency serving clients in California and surrounding areas. So stop by their office today at 324 3rd Street in California, PA, or give them a call at 724-938-9302. That's 724-938-9302. And get in touch with their friendly staff today for your
Family
quote.
owned and operated for more than 90 years, Hollywood Heating provides heating, air conditioning, and plumbing services to the communities of southwestern Pennsylvania. They offer residential and commercial solutions for new construction projects, renovations, and current system replacements. With 4 generations of experience, Hollywood Heating has the solutions to your individual plumbing or HVAC needs. Call 724-938-2480 or visit their website, hollywoodheating.com, for additional information. Hollywood Heating Incorporated. Your comfort is a direct reflection of their success. PA number 011088.
Good times and good food. It's all at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown, family owned and operated. Potter's has been a staple in the Uniontown community since 1950. So get out of the house and make your next night out at Potter's Bar and Grill on Morgantown Street in Uniontown. Call them up at 724-438-9835. That's 724-438-9835. Or visit Potter's on Facebook. We'll see you at Potter's.
What's worse than poor customer service? Companies that try to pull the wool over your eyes by changing their name. Don't be fooled by smoke and mirrors. At Armstrong, we've been providing local and reliable service since day one. Investing in our network and continually improving the customer experience to deliver the service and reliability you deserve. Visit us at ArmstrongOneWire.com now and into the future. Armstrong, unmatched employees, unmatched customer care, unmatched fiber network.
California 9-6 win. Again, they're back in the WPIAL championship game for the first time since 2019 when they knocked off Union by that same 9-6 score. They'll take on Bishop Canevin coming up next week. The WPIAL should have times and exact site location. Again, all the championship games at Wild Things Field, the consolation games we played here at Ross Memorial Park. We'll have all that information up on the WPIAL website next week. Winning pitcher for California, Dom Martini. The losing pitcher, Anthony Roper, on the Union side. So 9-6, your final score. California over Union, thanks to Sarah Camp behind the camera. Bill Madden and Nick Barczyk back inside our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital studios. This is Brian Morozek, and have yourselves a pleasant good evening. Again, your final score, California 9, Union 6. Trojans in the WPIAL championship game next week. So long, everybody, from Ross Memorial Park.